Everybody get your poop emojis ready, because we are going online. So, poop emoji it up. Is that it?
No, I will
That's
not.
the best I can do.
I'm not doing
I feel like
that.
we're doing gang signs now.
Might be.
Or maybe like Illuminati gang signs.
Illuminati gang signs.
Well, yeah, they just...
Those exist?
Yeah, it's just called money.
What?
What?
Huh?
My crotch vibrated. I think we're online.
Oh.
Poop emoji.
You just stole Chuck's line.
that's my line.
Yeah, don't steal poop emoji.
You
That's
stole
Chuck's.
the poop
Nope,
emoji.
too late. I
Poop
did it.
emoji TM and BM at the same time.
TM and BM.
They call them old poop
On
emoji.
Fox.
Yeah, we're online.
Oh, good. I've got my move goal reached.
He's got his move goals
Sitting
reached.
here fucking around.
The tab says that we have audio, I think. Yep, we have audio. No, shut up.
Don't tell me you shut up.
No, I was talking to my computer. Unless that was Chuck's computer. That
Wow, there's Jens.
was right on
Immediate.
time.
Well, when you have a Google alert set up for Jerry Goldsmith.
I don't think we wrote any Jerry Goldsmith in the...
Oh, but you know.
Yeah, I haven't promoted this yet.
But you know.
Like there's still...
Well, Jens has been chomping at the bit for this one.
Damn it.
Is it chomping or champing?
I have no idea.
It is champing, actually.
Champing?
But
Okay.
You should say
it
chomping.
doesn't make a lot of sense because it doesn't, like, chomping just makes more sense. So
Chomping sounds good.
Champing is the... it's
Chomping
one of those
makes me
things where
feel
it's like... You have to go with society, and
Chomp,
society has decided chomping is the word, and so you...
Yeah, we're just going with the French pronunciation.
I'm just
we are
saying-
chomping at the bits.
Yeah.
That's actually what it is, I believe. But...
Probably.
But yes, I mean the thing is it's like whelmed and underwhelmed and overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You just got to go with the flow. Haha.
So I've determined Nitro Pepsi. The first 2 sips are the best.
Oh.
And after that, like you said, just open a 2-liter, leave it open for a week, and then come back. And that's Nitro Pepsi. Mm-hmm. Which everyone else has said. But like the first 2 sips are great.
It's good with a steak.
Yeah.
They're great.
Medium rare?
And then after that, it sucks.
Sure. Medium rare.
I have a feeling
I got a feeling.
that
cover?
pouring it into the glass makes it better because it...
It does.
Oh, it
there's
hits
something-
the widget.
Oh, do you have to have a special like
Is there a widget in
Pilsner
there?
glass with a little line cut around so it activates the
You just need a Guinness
the
glass.
Sam Adams?
I will say-
Just a
Nitro.
pint glass.
It scared the shit out of BJ when I opened it.
the
Well, I
thing-
thought you were messing with electrical components,
Yeah.
and then it went...
it has fucking the devil inside of it. That's
It
why.
Yeah.
sounded like that grapefruit, video from a few
man.
years ago.
You open
Y'all
it
know
up-
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one that
No,
goes
I
blah,
don't.
blah, blah, blah.
The grapefruit blowjobbery video.
What?
Yeah, demonetized.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Grapefruit blowjobbery video.
Yes.
I mean, that thing was snarling like a bong when I let it loose.
It does. It is kind of
Snarling
like
like a ball.
it is kind of like Cypress Hill concert up in here.
But
Oh, a
sadly,
whole
all
bunch of
that's
white
in
guys.
Yeah.
it, yeah, all that's
like
in it
four
is
white
flat
guys.
Pepsi.
It's a Pepsi Nitro.
4 white guys and bong sounds.
I got the
Join
pistol.
us on our next
I got the pistol
podcast.
grip pump, guys. Come on, let's go.
Join us for our next podcast.
Just tell me how I could just kill a man.
4 white guys and a bong
That
sound.
was almost Irish.
We're back to Ireland again.
Oh, sorry.
You're the
I
Kaiser
went, I went
Chiefs.
to the Kaiser Chiefs of Cypress Hill.
So. Right, so.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus H. Christ. Oh, there's some things I just can't understand. Like how I could just kill a man.
All right, so speaking of nonsense,
Nonsense.
have something, if you will, those of you watching at home, look into my camera, you will see we have it.
Look into my camera and you will see.
Kaiser
We-
Chiefs are British, by the way.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, they fucking hate us calling them Irish then. And the Irish
No, the
would hate
Irish
us.
hate us for.
You know, like Gary Daniels.
I mean,
They ain't me Kaiser Chiefs.
the real question is why aren't they Russian?
Maybe it's ironic.
Oh.
Don't you think?
A little too ironic. So we're going to try the...
Oh, man, I smell it.
Hard-
Immediate smell.
Hard bajabbalist.
Hard
hardest.
Jabba's light.
It's 0 sugar. And I wonder why they went that route.
It gets in the way of the alcohol.
Well, listen to it snarl over there as you pour it in. Like,
Snarling. I mean, it looks like a proper bajabbalist. I'm used to it having ice in it, but it's
It does.
bajabbalist
The
color.
color is correct.
The color comes correct.
Chuck has refused, but we got him a small glass he's going to have to drink from.
I'll have a sip, but it's got artificial sweeteners in it. And
Does
that
it?
messy?
Wait,
Yeah.
does it?
They used to give me a headache, but now I'm used to them.
Yeah,
Yes, it is a zero sugar variant.
Well, I know, but I mean, is it
But
like
I don't think there's a
Splenda,
regular
or is
one.
it like?
Oh, I didn't look.
Yeah, because if it's Splenda, I can, like, if it's Coke Zero, I can do that. But I don't like it. But it like it
Wow,
doesn't make
they
me
could
sick.
not have made the ingredients smaller on here.
You want me to try? My eyes are slightly less old.
It's true.
Actually, no, they didn't put the ingredients on here at all.
Really?
That's illegal. This is an illegal beverage.
Well, it did come in a.
What
It,
is
it
it?
Let
came
me
in
see
a
it.
12-pack. So
Give me the can.
it's illegal.
Get-
Too
give me the can.
hard.
Give me the can. Give it to me.
Is this on the side? Government warning.
Yeah, don't drink. Do not put in mouth.
I will say no caffeine.
yes.
You're not.
Yeah,
You're,
it's
you're
not
unselling
Four
me
Loko.
on this pretty hard right now.
It's booze.
Sucralose. That
Oh,
is
Sucralose? Oh, that's
that's
Keep that
Splenda.
shit away from me.
That's Splenda.
No,
oh
thank
shit!
you.
No, actually, well, no. Okay, that's not. I thought I said aspartame. That's. I was like, that would be weird if you had both artificial.
It says on the bottom, malt beverage with natural flavors, artificial sweetener, certified color, and FD&C yellow number 5.
Well, at least now I know.
Certified
I can,
color.
I can.
Oh,
at
it's,
least
okay. So it's acesulfame, potassium, and sucralose.
Okay, drink up, boys.
And yet
Wait,
it still
so
has
sucralose fucks
100
with you too?
calories
Yeah.
per 12 fluid ounce serving.
How many calories?
100. per
That's from
12
all the
fluid ounce.
booze.
Yeah.
Wow. How is it?
Smells right.
You know what that is giving me Zima vibes.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I mean,
ooh.
I don't feel like it tastes like Baja Blast.
Ooh.
No, no.
Mm-mm.
I don't get Baja
No.
Blast flavor. I get more of an alcohol flavor.
Oh yeah. No, I'm saying I'm getting a hardcore Zima vibe. Like that's.
Yeah. This tells you how much sugar there is in Mountain Dew because this tastes like nothing but artificial sweeteners to me.
Yeah.
And I don't mind them usually.
Yeah.
Maybe it's acesulfame potassium because I think that's the one that I don't.
Yeah, I
that
mean, I don't.
maybe.
I don't care for the fake aftertaste. But,
Yeah.
But the
Bad
initial
aftertaste.
mouthfeel is hardcore Zima.
I don't recall Zima anymore. To me,
It
that's
doesn't
just
really
it
taste
tasted
like Bajablist.
I
No,
remember
not
it
at all.
tasting like Sprite. Is
Oh yeah,
what Zima tasted like. to
Zima
me.
tastes like flat Sprite, kind of like it tastes. It was the Pepsi Nitro Sprite.
Nitro
Yeah.
Sprite.
But yeah, I don't like.
Don't
this.
fuck with the Nitro Sprite.
I'm sorry.
That shit'll fuck you up.
I don't like this.
Spritro.
I don't like
yeah,
this.
I don't like this either. I'm
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Mm.
You fuck with the Sprite or Nitro Sprite, you get the Midsummer's Nightmare.
You are better off just pouring vodka directly into your
Mouth.
Bajablist.
Yeah.
Well, your mouth too.
Butthole.
Oh, you can do
Don't do
Don't
that.
don't boof vodka.
that. Shia
don't
LaBeouf?
do that.
Yeah, don't Shia LaBeouf a vodka.
No, you will alcohol poison yourself, Chuck. Don't do it.
No worries.
You really think
Chuck,
he's
I
gonna,
wasn't gonna pour vodka
Chuck,
in my
step
butthole.
away from the butt funnel.
I'm
Chuck.
sorry,
Does-
too
does-
late.
Do not do
Chuck
it.
seem like the guy? I mean,
Yes.
in your wildest dreams.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
no, no, no,
definitely
just-
in my
just
wildest
For a second
dreams.
here, like I want you to fully imagine ass up.
Yes,
No,
please.
face
why
down,
is
ass
everyone.
No.
Face
Go
down,
ahead,
ass up.
imagine.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hurry up, I'm almost there.
No,
Not Chuck.
Face down, ass up, Chuck.
No, paint the
a
picture
beer-
properly
with a,
at the
with
next
a,
pinball convention.
yeah, with a funnel sticking out of his ass.
Yes.
And one of us pouring Smirnoff up
Yes.
or down there, whatever.
Yeah.
It's up and down
Not
at
just
the
a
same
funnel,
time.
but one of the long, like, dumbass
Yeah.
tubes, like, you know.
No, I'm just going straight
Don't worry.
bottle.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to give you the Grey Goose. That's a lot funnier. For
I don't,
putting
I
it
don't
in
want
your
the Grey
ass.
Goose. Not from
Yeah.
you.
I'm gonna let the
Well, I mean, you
bottle
don't have a
fill the
choice
hole.
at this point. It's the only kind of
Oh,
goose I
be-
can give.
Well,
Chuck, don't do it, Chuck.
I'm not gonna.
Don't do it, man.
This is
It's
y'all's
not-
fantasy.
Your life is worth more than a butt funnel.
I know.
So don't do it.
I mean,
My point
quit
is
talking
that,
about it. Just don't do it.
My point is that in your wildest dreams, I still can't even imagine that. Like I tried. I
in
literally
my
just
wildest
tried.
dreams,
No.
these are not my dreams.
No, in my saying I can't imagine it.
Okay,
it does not exist.
I can imagine Chuck pretending that he's going to be all into it, and then
Chuck won't even
We're
give
like-
me a goddamn hug.
Me
at
either,
The,
I know.
There's
at the
fucking
convention.
COVID everywhere.
You
wouldn't
wouldn't give
do
me
it
a
before
hug.
COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hugged you at your wedding. You shut your face.
that was 10
you?
years ago.
Yes,
Well,
I
that's
did.
Apparently, why I'm never getting a hug.
I shook your hand and you were like, "Come here, big guy."
yeah, that's the way
I was
it
in
is.
a good mood.
You
Yeah,
were.
Yeah, we don't shake here.
It was
Weddings are
before you
fun.
found out we bought all the booze. in
Yeah, that was
45
before they were.
seconds.
Yeah, before they were like, yeah, the bar. You need more money at the bar, and I was like, no.
We haven't even started.
Yeah, like
we
how
bowed
did
our
the-
hearts and then drank all the
I
alcohol.
think everyone got there like before the wedding was like, oh, the bar's open.
bar was open.
And I was not
That
aware they
must have
do
been-
that.
yeah, we
Probably for the exact reason they did.
we pre-wedding.
Well, you guys did.
I know
I
you were
still-
busy.
I didn't have that much to drink.
No, I think I had 2 G&Ts.
I don't know who did, but there people must have been like
We always like to joke
Going
that
back
we,
and
like,
forth.
like we drank all the alcohol, but I mean, I
No.
maybe had 2 mixed
We
drinks.
had some of the alcohol that then added up to all the alcohol.
yeah, we had to slip them some more money to continue the party.
Please keep giving people alcohol.
Oh God, could you imagine if we're like, nope, out of alcohol? It's like
Well,
I've been to a dry wedding, and we like
They
left.
suck.
Yeah,
we
they
left
are.
so early.
The only dry
We were
wedding-
like as soon as the food was done, we were like, okay, and they're like, wait, but music. We're like,
I've been to one good dry wedding. There is an exception. Arabic weddings. If you can go to an Arabic wedding that are usually dry, they're awesome.
I
Just say-
believe that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they try to make shit fun. Like regular weddings, you have to have alcohol
Yeah.
or other substances.
Yeah,
this,
regular
this-
weddings
This
suck.
is like this is all kinds of like traditions and conga
Regular.
lines
That's
and- yeah.
insensitive of me. White people weddings.
Well, yeah.
So
Yeah,
like the
I'm-
electric slide. Nobody gives a shit
Wait,
about
did you
the
actually
electric.
finish yours?
No, it's just hiding.
Oh,
Because of the
okay.
color.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm done.
I
I
don't-
can't drink any more of that.
Did you say you liked it?
It's all right. I don't like
Okay.
that. I don't like the aftertaste. I probably.
No, yeah, the
Chuck, you want to
aftertaste.
sniff?
I do not.
I'm probably.
And the thing is, I've
uh,
really transitioned to Bajo Blast Zero Sugar whenever I go there,
Yeah.
and I can't drink this. I think the alcohol like enhances the artificial flavor. Yes. Phase reverse.
Oh, phase reverse. Very exciting.
Should
Yeah.
we do a podcast?
I can't shake that feeling.
Yeah. It's
That
bad, man.
feeling. That feeling.
It's bad.
Yep.
The haters. are
More
gonna-
like
the
bad
haters are going to
jab
hate,
blast.
hate. So BJ's just going to shake.
Senora.
I don't want to.
All right, let's do a podcast with Extreme Prejudice.
I'm too disappointed in the do.
Well, you should get some Pepsi Nitro, and then you can experience
I
the,
don't.
the
I've had it before.
the
Yeah, I'm
joy of
disappointed in that too.
flat
I'm going
Pepsi.
back to my Stardust Coca-Cola.
I will.
Stardust.
My sprinkle cast.
the one that says "Recycle me" on the side.
Yes.
I just don't like
Mad Max
look,
Coca-Cola.
I am all about like I just don't like that we're personifying objects like recycle me. It's like that's not a me. That's a bottle. That's not
also-
a me. It's a bottle.
It also doesn't make a difference.
What recycling a bottle?
Recycling.
They just throw it out.
Not here.
Yeah.
Not in Jacksonville.
They throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, thanks for separating it. Trash.
And also, it's a scam. It was all perpetrated by the oil companies to put the blame on consumers rather than themselves.
Mhm.
And we all bought into it, and now we recycle.
We all thought we were helping, and it
Yep.
turns out we are 0.01% of the solution.
Yep.
We could all recycle everything forever, and it doesn't matter.
Until they change their ways.
That's right.
Does not matter.
They
But
made up,
hey.
they made up the phrase carbon footprint.
Yep.
And sold it to us.
Yep.
And said, hey, improve your carbon footprint. We're not going to improve ours.
I was just talking about the silly thing on the side of the bottle, guys.
It got real for a
It
second.
got real.
I mean,
Look,
They're
you
not
need
wrong.
to wake up.
You just bought the world a Coke and a fucking frown, man.
You got to open your fucking
right.
eyes, man.
Yeah.
The corporations, man.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about a movie.
I'd like to teach the world to listen to podcasts.
Well, they would like to teach you to shut the fuck up.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I invite them to.
Yeah, shut the fuck up and drink this flat Pepsi.
I invite them to
Flepsy.
try.
Try Flepsy.
Mm.
They should have called it Flepsy. Would have been great.
Flepsy.
Y'all want a podcast?
Sure.
Okay.
I want a podcast.
I vote for podcast.
Are we recording?
Okay.
I want a podcast right now.
Affirmative.
Okay. I'm leaving.
Great. No, we have a podcast. Whoa.
There we go. Sorry. First that. Now this.
Now this.
All right. Welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
All
Yes.
right.
Episode 541.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are
You get
wow
5 for
numbers.
1. It's such a bargain.
Ah.
We are the polite cast. The polite giggle cast. I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about them. Then they get bad. Then
Then they get bad ratings.
they get they get bad movies. They get bad ratings that we made up, which consist of 1 to 5 jocks, as in robot jocks, if it's a good movie.
Hooray, Robot Jocks.
I like Robot
Yeah.
Jocks.
I just changed the whole fucking format.
Yeah.
And try to follow.
well,
up, Chuck.
I mean,
However, there are bad movies and stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags and giant bags of trash in which they belong.
Boo.
No thanks.
gross.
Don't watch those.
That is so
Throw 'em
many
out.
words I've said so many times.
And you still fucking.
I know. I know.
Congrats.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
What did we watch? We went to 1987's Extreme Prejudice.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a movie. It's a Walter Hill movie.
came out this week on Blu-ray.
So we're topical. Like a cream.
This had been not just one person, but several people over the years had been like, "You guys need to watch this," but it was like, okay, but it's just on a shitty like full frame DVD. No,
We're such snobs now.
We are.
we kind of are.
We started off with like, we'll watch anything. Put a VHS.
Put a tape in there. I don't know.
Yeah, just give me a
Fucking
flip,
reel to
just
reel,
give me a
doesn't
flip
matter.
book. I'll just like
Can't see anything in this dumpster baby shit. But yeah, but here it is on Blu-ray with hot DTS 2.0 audio and all the
Yeah.
trimmings.
Yeah.
So
my favorite is when it says the DTS HD 2.0. When
yes,
it's like,
HD.
well, I just mean like that's
The source is not.
Well, no, that's like in the realm of like the 7.1 era is when they monikered things that, and it's like, but it's still in stereo, guys. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's high definition stereo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got more D's.
right, sure.
1080p stereo.
It's true. I mean, it is less compressed audio. I understand the science behind it, but it also just sounds silly when it's like to put the HD and then be like 2.0.
Yeah.
But how many Walter Hill movies are we on now?
This is the third.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we've done Streets of Fire and Trespass.
It's a little weird that we were like, we're never fucking watching a Walter Hill movie. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
And now we've watched 3.
Yeah. I mean, it's strangely still not the Warriors. I mean, that seems like.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in the things that are like, arguably in our wheelhouse. I mean, that was when he was still kind of just sort of figuring things out.
Mm-hmm. This is our first Nick Nolte movie, though.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome to the podcast, Nick Nolte.
Oh, hell, welcome, Nick Nolte.
Yeah, Nick.
It's weird not seeing him be a 100-year-old meth head.
Well, I realized something about this movie while we're talking about the cast because he and God, I always get their names wrong, but William
Shatner.
Shatner, not Shatner. It's not Sanderson. It's the other one. Which William is in it?
Smith.
The guy that was in Raising Arizona. The guy that is in this movie.
William
that we
Forsythe.
Forsythe. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that Nick Nolte and William Forsythe just went off like smoking and drinking crack together from this movie point. Like, I just feel like this movie is like the juncture. Like, they met and they both got the same fucking vocal problem of like, oh my God, I smoked all the cigarettes now. Because they're both in this movie, and this is like the last time you will hear them like not be that. Just about. I mean,
Maybe. It's possible. Who knows what went down behind the scenes of this?
I'm just saying, two people that
bro
both
movie.
like were like, hey, I talk like this, and then later like, hey, like Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
But
anyway.
speaking of William Forsythe,
right.
Yeah,
he's a
isn't.
BMFcast
He
alum.
isn't.
What?
What was he in?
He's in this. He's also in Out for Justice. Yeah, that's why we brought him up. Also, he was in Stone Cold.
Right, yes. Stone Cold.
We liked both of those movies.
How is Lance Henriksen not in this movie?
That's a good question.
Like, of
'cause
all the
everybody
dudes in
else-
this movie, this is a
Yeah.
Lance Henriksen-ass movie.
He was also in Cold Pursuit, which I believe you guys watched.
Oh, yep, that's right. He was very old in that.
Yeah. Has he ever played a non-piece of shit?
Yeah. Yes. I can say that, yes. I can't tell you what it is, but yes.
So he has.
I have seen him in a
he has
non-piece
at
of shit
some
role.
point played a non-piece of shit.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
When the movie was over, I was like, wow.
Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
They're criminals, but he's no more of a piece of shit than Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage is.
Really?
Yep.
Everyone
But-
is.
but
Okay, fine.
He is
Oh,
he is one of the members.
You watch your mouth.
He is one of the members of Michael Ironside's crew
Yes.
that we're introduced to in the opening credits. Michael Ironside, of course, is
Of
Michael
course.
Ironside. We know who he is. He's also been in Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night too.
Are you a robot? What are you doing?
He's also been in Space Hunter, McBain, and Watchers.
Yeah.
McBain.
McBain.
Speaking of McBain, Maria Conchita Alonso
Yeah.
in McBain.
She was in McBain.
Yeah. Actually, we always say that, but like
McBain
that's a
sucks.
different movie.
The
Yeah,
movie
McBain sucks. Bulletproof fucking rules.
Yeah. So remember that, kids.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're fine.
I'm getting back to his crew,
Sure.
which also has Clancy Brown in it.
Yeah.
You heard of him?
I have.
Yes,
He's pretty good. He was in
Who?
Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai,
that's right.
an episode Chuck skipped.
Never heard of it.
Right, because I could not tolerate what y'all were going to do to that movie. You're so wrong. Green Cap backs me up.
Sorry, I
Well,
wasn't 8.
I mean,
I
that's
wasn't
not, that's
8
not
when
the
I first
best
watched
backup,
it,
man.
so-
That dude will
I'll
watch
take
anything.
it because he doesn't like me.
Take it
just
as
come
an
around
American.
on
That's like having
you.
the French as your backup.
Wow.
It works like once.
Holy God.
Yeah. He's also in Chappaquiddick, but we didn't watch that.
We didn't watch that. What the He's also in the Shawshank Redemption.
He was also the
it
voice
just-
of Lex Luthor.
It
on
just popped
Superman
out of the
animated-
wall of movies. It was like Chappaquiddick. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened.
I mean, if you want to throw out something interesting, Clancy Brown and Michael Ironside are the two main villains of the first two Highlander movies.
yes, thank you, IMDb trivia.
You're welcome. Is that in the IMDb?
Yes,
trivia?
it is.
Oh, okay.
Almost word for word.
Oh, wow.
Chuck, you wrote that in the IMDb trivia.
No,
didn't you?
I would write the weird fake
Yeah.
stuff.
Niles Darkley wrote that.
We also got Larry B. Scott. He was in an extra episode of Iron Eagle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't he?
Yep.
When he was
Also
asking,
Revenge of the Nerds and Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And a Harlow favorite, Fear of a Black Hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as far as like just random people, not random people, but the main bad guy is Powers Booth. He was in Sudden Death.
Yeah,
You know who Powers Booth is. Has Powers Booth ever played a non-piece of shit?
Yes,
Yes, he was not a piece of shit in Red Dawn.
Okay.
Which we were watching.
I'm pretty sure there's a western where he's actually.
Oh, yeah.
not necessarily a bad guy. I mean, just an ancillary character.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't remember which one.
I mean, he
but
was a piece of shit in Tombstone, but
yeah, I was gonna say Tombstone is a bad guy, and he's also
he's in the most
also in
famous GIF
Deadwood.
of all time.
He's also in Deadwood, right? Like, doesn't he show up
Yeah.
in Deadwood?
Yes, he does. It's hard to say what exactly he was in Deadwood
Yeah.
because
Kind of everybody's a piece of shit in Deadwood.
Not an Olifant. Got you.
no,
goddamn it.
Olifant is kind of a piece
Okay,
of shit
fine,
too.
fine.
He's an
Sorry.
angry piece of shit. Like he just needs to take a breath.
It's just it's his wife.
Yeah.
We've established that lady. You know, she drove Walter White crazy too, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of anger, Rip Torn.
Mm.
He was also in Slaughter.
Yeah, he was.
He is the basically Nick Nolte's mentor in this one.
Yes. Yeah.
And,
he-
and if you haven't guessed, there's a bunch of that guys in this movie.
holy shit.
There's also John Dennis Johnston, who was in Streets of Fire, probably a Walter Hill connection, I would guess.
Okay.
Also,
Tiny.
Luis Contreras,
Yeah.
who was in Dolman.
Okay.
I don't even know what it was, but
Zeus is in this.
yes, he is. Tiny Lister. He's also in Trespass, Santa's Sleigh, No Holds Barred,
Thank you.
Dracula 3000, and Hologram Man. You ever seen Hologram Man?
Oh man, that movie's so good.
Also, guess what else he was in? Agent 00 Soul and Judgment Day.
He works in BMFcast movies.
He does. Man, he has like a fucking storied career. Like the list just keeps going. Zeus. Yeah. Also, Marco Rodriguez, who you will know on sight, but he was in Cobra and Maniac Cop 2. Tony Frank,
Oh my God.
who was in Riverbend. Remember that one?
No.
Yes, that's where Steve James cured racism.
It was. Gary Carlos Cervantes. He was in Mark for Death. And Wheels of Terror. And One Man Force.
Why are we doing the entire cast?
Yes. Rick Garcia,
Apparently
who was
not.
also in Samurai Cop. And lastly, Kent Lipham. We have watched almost all of Kent Lipham's film career.
All right.
He was in No Retreat, No Surrender, as well as Bikini Summer. The only movie of his we haven't seen is Across the Tracks, which stars
Chuck's
Brad
putting
Pitt
that on the schedule.
and Rick
Right.
Schroeder.
I
Just
think
in case.
Ricky Schroeder?
Yes.
I think Across the Tracks is not a movie we would watch.
That doesn't sound like a movie we want to watch.
When Billy returns from reform school, he has to attend a different high school at the other side of
Yeah,
town.
That's some.
He tries to start with a
coming of age.
clean slate, blah, 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 blah.
It is a 1990 movie.
1991.
We already did.
It also has
1990
Straight
year.
Outta Compton font, or the Parental Advisory font, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's what I should really say. But
Yeah. Either way, they join the track team and find,
Either way,
and find love. It's Across the Tracks, starring Kent Lipham.
check it out, you guys.
We
Hot
got to close
recommendation.
out. We got to close out the quadrilogy of Kent Lipham.
who's Kent Lipham?
He was the dude who got shot in the very beginning.
The guy with the hat.
He was also the silent dude from Bikini Summer.
Oh, like the guy with the pointy hat.
The guy with the hat.
Guy with the pointy
Yeah, you know, the guy with the hat.
Okay, literally everyone in this movie has a hat.
I
Even
think I-
Maria Conchita Alonso has a hat.
I think I knew which guy you meant, though. Didn't he have a pointy hat and he just sat down at the table and went, hey, fuck
Yeah.
you, cop? And I'm a dirt farmer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
See,
He's a dirt
Oh,
farmer.
that
who got
guy.
I
shot.
was picking up what I was putting down. I'm a man.
It's a hat.
Chud
It was an
Lungbutter
unusual
or
hat.
whatever his name was.
Yeah, Chubb.
Yes, Chubb Lungbutter.
Him and his brother had dumb names.
I think his name might have been Chubb, but I don't think it was probably
Yeah.
Lungbutter. But
Whatever.
Either way, it's a Walter Hill movie.
yes.
So it's got 1,000 dudes, and you recognize half
Yep.
of them.
right.
Every dude, you're like, I know that dude.
Yep. So,
Let's rate it.
Yeah,
Extreme Prejudice. Nick Nolte.
Yes.
He's like a sheriff.
He's a Mark.
he's
He's
a-
a,
he's a
He's
Texas
a
Ranger.
Texas Ranger.
Yes.
Right. He's friends with the sheriff, who is Rip Torn,
Yep.
and he is basically trying to stop. He seems to be mostly trying to stop narcotics, which isn't really the Ranger's job per se.
No,
I mean,
but his childhood best friend is Powers Booth,
Sure.
a.k.a. Cash,
Wasn't it like Cash Biggs or something like that?
who has
Stupid ass
cash.
name. No, Cash Bailey. Okay, that's
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Still
the
stupid.
point of the Texas Rangers is essentially, aren't they basically like the U.S. Marshals but for Texas? Like, don't they just go get
dude.
convicts?
I have no idea. I just know they
They
exist.
roundhouse kick many a man
I thought
who
they-
may be a criminal.
I thought their job was basically just rounding up, suspects.
I literally don't know.
Chuck Norris.
No,
stopped.
they're a baseball team, according to the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. It's true. Nolan
I don't know why
Ryan.
he had a gun and was going after those guys, but
You're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
They,
Texas
this
Rangers.
is probably out of his jurisdiction.
But
you
that was
know
my
what? He
understanding of
has
what the
extreme
Rangers
prejudice.
always were, is that they were basically like, bounty hunters,
Mhm.
for the government.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Like, not knowing anything about the movie going in except kind of the cast, I didn't know what the fuck was going on for, like, the first 45 minutes or so.
Sure.
Because they're basically telling two different stories. There's one involving Nick Nolte and Maria Conchita Alonso, and
it's sort of
Cash.
three that become two, because
Yeah.
you also have Powers Booth and his brief introduction of like, look, I'm a bad guy, I crushed a scorpion.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
you also have to you have to finish, those roads have to come together so that you
Mhm.
realize Nick Nolte and Powers Booth have a history where eventually, he kills a guy as payback. They basically blow up a bar, I think it's, or a bank or something. What the hell was it? It was a chicken place.
Chicken.
It's a
Chicken.
chicken
The chicken
place.
champ.
It's the
Chicken
chicken
champ.
champ.
Yeah. So like he basically,
That has no
Kiki.
repercussions whatsoever.
well, no, except that he basically
That only means that Nick Nolte has to go talk to
he
him
goes
about
down there and is like, as he says, go to his side of the river. I'm sure the Rio.
I mean,
Grande.
honestly, imagine the McDonald's down the street explodes. Would we then go hang out at the Taco Bell next door, like right away? Because this town's like, well, the chicken champ blew up. Let's go to the bar.
it. Yeah,
well,
why not?
I
I mean, how soon? Like the next day?
Yes, the
Yeah.
next day.
Or? Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
is
but
the,
I
is
was
the Taco
also-
Bell going to be better, like by virtue of the McDonald's going away? Because they both
I mean,
suck right now.
Well,
I mean-
technically, if it
Oh, these
becomes the-
specific. I think he's speaking in the abstract.
Well, yeah, I just meant like when the bottom McDonald's blows up, like do they pick up their slack and like suddenly the Taco Bell's better? Because then
No,
I might go.
that doesn't have anything to do.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the wanton destruction and the. lack
I'm
of
just talking
caring.
about how the people in this town are like, well, that building blew up anyway. Sure,
Yeah.
let's go
It's
drink.
a lawless place, despite Nick Nolte's presence.
I mean, it's Texas.
But yeah, but
things,
we're
things are bigger
introducing-
there, like explosions. and
Yeah, we're
everything.
introduced to him. We're introduced to Powers Booth as what we can only presume is a bad guy because he snarls and crushes a scorpion in his hand, and that's all we ever get from him for his introduction.
Mhm.
But we're also introduced to Michael Ironside and his whole team of dudes who are all deceased because we
Yes.
get their military records, A-Team style on the screen, and basically says, okay, he was killed in 1977 in a plane crash. He, training exercises, plane went down, 1974, declared dead, no remains, that sort of thing.
buried in a mass.
So we know that, we know that all of his team, they're all dead
Mm-hmm.
according to official records.
Yes, they're all the six underground, basically.
But we don't know why they're there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we keep getting a little bit of each of them, like kind of planning things out and watching everything that's happening with Nick Nolte.
Mhm.
But we're not really sure what the hell their deal is at all
Mhm.
until 3/4 of the way through the movie.
I will
I'd
say when you get to the resolution of this movie, eventually, I'm just clear. I mean, yes, that's how movies work. But I mean, this movie doesn't really give you a lot of breadcrumbs along the way. It's just kind of like, we're gonna sort of like Shyamalan and tie this all up at the end. Like we're not gonna let the some movies are like we're gonna let the audience in on the what's going on behind the scenes, and the characters are ignorant to it. But this one makes the audience ignorant to it but there are some kind of context clues because the way it's. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm getting like all over the place, but
It's fine.
I was going to say like
Because there's not a ton to talk about as far as
I
the
was gonna
plot
say-
of the movie when you get down to it.
Well, I mean, the reason I was going to say it's a little weird that we've watched Walter Hill movies is because I feel like he's one of those people that's sort of like George Miller, where it's you don't realize how much of a genius director he is because of the genre he's working in, and he gets lumped into like he makes bad movies or he makes these weird things, but it's like the work that's going on behind the camera and the way things are being told is being told through a visual medium because it's subtle, but like the way Michael Ironside and his team is being showed, they are being filmed like Heat. I mean, they are being filmed like the bad guys. It is frenetic, quick cutting. It's like, they're doing and saying things that don't make them very likable to the audience or anything like that. So it's all this quick cut where you're like, oh, these are the bad guys. And then somewhere along the movie, it's like, no, they're actually like just trying to take down. They're the A-team trying to take down the bad guys, off the books kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then, spoilers, they're not really. They actually really are working for the drug dealer in the end, or at least Michael Ironside is. He didn't clue any of the rest of his team in, but he's basically like pretending like they're a Black Ops type of thing.
There's a triple cross.
Yeah,
going
there's a
on
triple
there.
cross type thing. But I'm saying the way the filmmaking, it basically throughout the whole entire movie, it's basically like the movie's kind of subtly telling you like, no, trust, they're the bad guys. Like just be patient. Like we're not fooling you that much. It's
And the only one who stays truly good throughout is Nick Nolte.
yeah.
I mean, he really doesn't.
other than his like whatever his love life where he's just non-committal. But
That's not a bad trait.
no, that's not a bad trait.
Yeah,
the
he's
the
not.
movie wastes
Well,
time.
he's kind of a dick about it.
He is.
He's kind of a dick about it, but
If
she-
that's his
she
worst
is-
quality, then we're
yeah, if
we're
that's
in
his worst
pretty good
quality,
territory.
it's he's a good guy. But she is just there to ask him when he's going to marry her.
Yeah.
When he's having the worst 2-3 days of his life.
Yes.
He's like, I just murdered half the town. Well, when are you going to propose to me? It's like, no. Right now, no. We are not having the conversation right now. No.
Yeah.
Her character is.
But it's also she's complaining that he won't ever talk to her about anything.
Right.
That's the issue. That it's less about her being like, I want to get married, and it's more her being like, what's going on, and him going, I can't talk about it.
Well,
Can't talk about it.
when they drop you
Well,
in.
it's like Nick Nolte's in the room with us.
When they drop you into this universe, your first exposure to them as a couple is her being like, ugh, you're the worst. And on the other side, all you've seen is everything he's doing that day is basically murdering half the town and, just
Yeah, because
every day there's a new murder.
killing a suspect.
Yes. And it's just like, knock it off.
Killing a
like,
suspect.
holy
But
shit.
it's
Well,
it's
defending
not
him
that
is-
he's killing. He kills him in self-defense.
Yes.
Okay.
because the guy does draw.
Yes,
on
he's
him.
he's not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's doing his job. His
He's
job
a peace
is
officer.
yes.
His
But
job is it's still. This whole movie feels like a remake of a western or a samurai
It
movie
does.
that isn't actually a remake at all. Because the way he walks in is basically like it's confrontational, but it's that Texas, it's that cowboy style. Like I want this to end peacefully, but I will shoot you in the fucking face if I have to.
Well, and
like it's just it's that style. Like
I feel a little differently about how that first scene's filmed because he goes into a Mexican bar,
sure.
and there's a very racist intimidation thing that you get from the feeling of him walking in, the way it's filmed, the way everyone reacts to him, the way everyone's looking at him. There's an unspoken tension that happens in those scenes that where you really are kind of like you're not sure if he's a good guy or not.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, there's ambiguity in the way he is presented 100% because the other thing is like you don't know right away. Unless you're just like I know what that star is. You don't know he's a Texas Ranger. You don't know. My first thought is like, oh great, we're about to watch Border Patrol fucking round up Mexicans and send them home. That's gonna be really fun to watch this year. Like nowadays. But I'm just saying like it turns out he's not there at all. He's not there.
He's only there because the suspect is there.
Right. It's not like it's not a targeted thing other than suspect. It happens to be there. But yes, at first it's just like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah. Quick interjection. The Texas Rangers are sort of like the FBI of Texas.
Okay. So they can just
They do.
they investigate everything.
They investigate everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wasn't ever sure. Just never quite knew. I don't know why I always assumed they were just like, you know, for some reason like U.S. Marshals, like handling prisoners and transport and capture.
That's just one of the things that the Texas
Just in case
Rangers
you didn't know what
do
the U.S.
that
Marshals
are
do.
probably racist.
Yeah. Well, like, sure. I mean,
They're also heavily involved in Border Patrol.
Oh, absolutely. All this shit is entirely steeped in racism, and we're aware of this. I mean, like officer and overseer, and all that KRS One stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but yeah, so he walks in, does some intimidation, shoots the guy after the guy tries to draw at him, trying to plead his way out of it. Like, look, man, I'm just trying to make money, and he's like, yeah, but a fucking satchel full of cocaine is probably not the way to do it. But yeah.
But anyway, he kills that guy, and that's also where we see Rip Torn, who a guy comes after him from behind, and Rip Torn fucking works that guy over
He
with a
gives him-
shotgun.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting way to word it.
yeah. Rip Torn sent that guy's face into pieces.
Yeah.
It was his last
He
resort.
was ripped and torn. Yeah.
But anyway, that's how we're introduced to Nick Nolte, and then from there, it's kind of like, it's Maria Conchita Alonso. She only exists to create some kind of fake
She's-
1980s
yeah.
love triangle between him, the bad guy.
It is that bad writing. I mean, like I said, when I'm praising Walter Hill as a masterful director, I'm not saying all of his scripts that he works on are, because this is a badly written 80s wet blanket mom, girlfriend, wife, whatever. It is just like it doesn't even have to be women. I mean, it typically was just because of the era that it was like you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, a bunch of like dudes who like never talked to women because that's kind of the screenwriters. They weren't cool, and they were like trying to write parts for women, and they had no concept of how they work. So
They
just
introduce an interesting component of her character, even though these two people have a history, Nick Nolte and Powers Booth, with her. At one point, after she's been shunned by Nick Nolte, she willingly goes to go see Powers Booth again. And at this point, you're kind of wondering, like, has she been with him the whole time and is just feeding him the information that's coming? And she's mad at Nick Nolte because he won't share the intel that she needs to give to Powers Booth. They never really deliver on that. I think she just went there to be like, maybe you will marry me. Like, please, someone for the love of God, marry me, because I have nothing else to fall back on because it's the 80s and that's my only purpose to exist.
She ping pongs back and forth between a MacGuffin and a foil through this entire movie, and that's all she is. Like, she is never a character. She's never human.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's like at one point she is just like, why won't you marry me? Why won't you talk about your feelings? And it's like, literally, my friend just blew up. You know, like one of my officers just blew up. My friend Rip Torn just got shot. And, you know, like, this is really not a good fucking time. And my old childhood friend is like a drug dealer who's trying to kill me.
And
so
you're asking me this in a crowded bar rather than like when we're home.
Right. And it's just like, you know, timing and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there is one time when she's really human, and that's when she's caterwauling on stage. She really, you know, it's very endearing.
Angry mariachis.
Angry,
Singing.
yeah. She's caterwauling over angry mariachis.
Yeah.
Isn't it Banda? Isn't that actually the name? Whatever.
I don't know.
I think mariachi's a person.
Oh, Frank Mariachi.
I am
remember.
horribly uncultured, so I can't
I think Banda
answer
is the
that.
name of the type of music.
El Mariachi was
is
the name of the
person
man.
that plays it.
That was
My
a-
father was El Mariachi.
He
Please
was-
call me Mary.
He was Desperado, but the man was El Mariachi.
I'm just saying, if you want to
Yeah.
research, there you go.
Yeah, but like you said,
Do I?
VJ's our Googler.
so there's a few
Working
things
on
that are established in the beginning. There's some kind of bank drop that we understand that Cash is using that bank in some way. Not Cash, the character Cash.
Please
not
say
the money
Powers
ca-
Booth, because
Powers
this
Booth,
is going
okay.
to get very confusing.
All right, yeah. So
I
Powers,
will. Okay. The first time they even start mentioning the character's name, when they're roughing up that one dude and they say, you need to bring Cash to the border, I was like, why is he shaking this guy down for money? That doesn't make sense. That's not how that scene was intended to go. We should have known who Powers Booth was.
Yeah.
But that scene plays out like Nick Nolte and Rip Torn are shaking this dude down for money. And it's like, what is Nick Nolte a piece of shit? And then it's like, hey, Cash, my friend.
Yeah. But something to do with him killing that guy in the beginning triggers them blowing up the chicken shack.
Jimmy's Chicken Shack.
No, it was what was it? The
Chicken
was
Champ.
Chicken
Chicken champ, yeah.
chicken champ.
Yeah.
Chicken Camp.
The chicken shop.
He confronts him over it, and he was just like, had to be done. And it was like, well, that's the end of that.
Say le
Yeah,
chicken.
and it you get the feeling they've had kind of a truce for a while, the two of them, and they it's basically Nick Nolte going, "Hey man, just leave.
Well,
just
also,
get out of all
I believe
this.
Powers Booth never steps foot in America.
Oh, he does. He goes to see Maria Conchita Alonso. He says, I came across the. You realize what kind of. He went to see her. She didn't
No,
go to see him.
she went to see him.
Well, she might have gone to somewhere to see him, but he was in America at that point because he said something like, I risked great. I don't know why I caught that line. He said something like, I risked, great danger coming across the river to see your blah, 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 something like that.
Yeah, because Powers
Doesn't
Booth
really
makes
matter.
a point to tell him he's
Doesn't
not
really-
he's not coming across the river.
I mean, the thing is,
We
is
saw
like
it when she got out of the shower.
the thing is like there's a point in this movie where it does like a Wizard of Oz thing, and it probably would have worked better if we had never actually stepped foot in Mexico. There is only like we were pointing out that this movie does not bother with transitions or wipes or cuts. I mean, it's just all
There's a
hard.
bus wipe.
There's a bus wipe when they go to Mexico. That is the only time there is a transition.
Yep.
And like if they hadn't gone to Mexico before, I thought that's why it was like it was supposed to be like a doo-doo-doo, like Wizard of Oz. Like now we're in this place, and it's not just like they go to Mexico. It's like they go straight to like Powers Booth's fortress, which like looks like the Three Amigos. I mean, it doesn't look like
It does-
modern day Mexico. It's like
It does look like Santo Poco.
I mean, I'm saying it's like it does not look. This is not what modern day Mexico or even 80s Mexico looks like.
Yeah,
Like,
it
other
is
than-
that one set of
other-
that
yeah.
one street
Yeah.
that you've seen in America.
And it is so cliched that it's like that
Right.
feels like it's the point.
Yeah.
It's like this is what all you stupid Americans think Mexico is like.
Right. And yeah, I mean, to the point that I was like, oh, what the hell kind of weird cliche town is this? And I was like, oh, it's actually his fortress. So that's why there's machine gun turrets. Because I was like, there's no fucking machine gun turrets on random buildings in Mexico, like anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
like that's not. They're not completely lawless. Like, it's like fucking hell, man. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just.
fucking hell.
Well, I don't know. It's just like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah,
this is not,
but getting back to like the transitions and stuff, I love how this movie's edited because
that is
because like
obvious,
when Michael Ironside's giving a briefing, he's like, all right, well, we'll set the bomb here and we'll do this, and like it literally like it's someone picking up a bomb, and the next scene is that bomb being put in like the bus or whatever that they're gonna blow something up in. They're just like, you know what we're fucking doing, just go.
I want to point out that location is literally called the Mexican Town Movie Ranch.
Yeah,
Wow.
Okay.
I believe it.
Mexican
I mean-
Town Movie
Well,
Ranch.
it's
is
not-
it Santa
it's not
Poco?
just-
I mean, is it the same set that they used for
No,
Santa
it
Poco?
was not listed as.
It is not just the location, though. It is all the people they put in it. I mean, there's
Sure.
guys that are just walking around
Yeah.
with machine guns. They're
Actually,
like, hey,
We're saying it bad. Like Santa Poco, it's El Guapo's fortress too. That's the place we're thinking of because Santa Poco's is like a little
Oh,
like
yeah,
cardboard cutout village. Like
Right.
yeah. But he's got the like fortress style walls and shit.
Mhm.
Anyway,
It's wet there.
and pinatas everywhere.
Jack, that's your cue.
yeah.
Right.
But
Too busy laughing about a sweater.
Yeah, it's too good.
at some point, Michael Ironside comes. Or well, what happens is Nick Nolte gets a tip and goes with Rip Torn to go get the brother of the guy that they initially had killed in the opening scene. But it was also, I believe, they had heard Cash was going to be there in some way.
Yeah.
That he was going to be across the border. That it was some kind of tip that they're like, we got to go there now, and so they do. And of course, it's a setup, and it gets Rip Torn killed, but Nick Nolte's able to kill 3 or 4 guys, I believe.
Yeah, 2 run off, including that guy.
The brother.
Well, I'm just saying, there's that character actor dude who's like, when you think like beardy redneck guy, like
Yeah.
from like Beverly Hills Cop and things like that. I mean, just movies of that era. He might not have been Beverly Hills Cop, but I'm just saying like, he's in it, and he and like one other dude escape, and this is where the movie's like, this is where it starts to get some chocolate in your peanut butter because they basically just run into Michael Ironside and Clancy Brown, who I don't know what they're doing, but they're like,
They were watching everything go down.
yeah, but they're like trying to go through a fence to like some area, and these people just like catch up to them, and for basically they end up killing these 2 guys after they're going to steal their car, and it's. I'm just saying it's a little confusing because at this point it still hasn't been established who everybody is to everybody. Like we still don't really know what Michael Ironside's team's connection is to anything, and so when they kill these guys, it's like, okay, I don't know what this is, like, but
Yeah.
fuck, I don't even remember.
But we know it's probably not good because they've just killed a couple dudes.
Sure.
And like execution style killed them. Like Clancy Brown, the guy's on the ground already done, and he puts another one in him just to be sure.
Yeah, Michael Ironside does the sleep/neck snap thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and from there, that's when Michael Ironside decides to. First, Nick Nolte investigates the scene and is like, "We don't know what the hell's going on."
Yeah, he finds a weird bullet. Like it's like a 43 caliber. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a 9mm bullet, but it's like a.
It's
It's got a weird head stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he he sends half to be analyzed and then keeps the other half.
Yeah, but isn't he just? I'm trying to remember how he bumps into Michael Ironside.
Michael Ironside just comes to
just
the bar.
walks, he just walks in and is like, "Hey, I'm DEA," or he doesn't. He's cagey at first, but eventually he's just like, "Yeah, I'm DEA. We should work together.
Mm-hmm.
We both want the same thing to take this guy."
Yeah,
down."
and Nick Nolte's like, I've been sending them shit for weeks,
Oh,
months, years.
Oh hell, I've been sending them
Yeah.
stuff for years.
They ain't sending me nothing back.
Everybody do your Nick Nolte. Come on, it's fun.
You got to send him a self-addressed stamped envelope there,
Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah, but he's like, we get you results in 24 hours.
Just be sure to put one of those forever stamps on there.
Yeah.
You don't know how long they're going to take.
And he's like,
price
well,
might go up.
and he's like, well, check out this bullet. Hands him a bullet. It hands him the casing, and then he's like, find out what that is, and then we'll work together. And so, yeah, comes back a day later or whatever and says, here's the stuff.
Yep, it's German.
They're Canadian.
It's German. Blah blah blah. Something
Yeah.
something. Like they're rare, but not that rare. Good luck. Anyway, bye.
Mhm.
It's really weird. He's just like he just kind of walks out of the scene. It's like that was it. Just you got the information and end the conversation. Okay.
So here's the thing about this movie. There was a lot more Michael Ironside stuff in it. He was way more of a character. The studio cut like 45 minutes out of this thing. There was a whole like other side of Michael Ironside where he's literally playing both sides. Like he is a government agent, but is doing this off books thing and trying to balance both of them.
Yeah, because as we learn later, like he's working with the bookman for Powers Booth later on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Right?
he and Powers Booth are totally in it. I mean, like
Yeah.
they're partners. I mean, that's why he knows the bookkeeper guy.
Yeah, but they never there's never a scene where the two of them share. At least in this cut of the movie. Bless you.
That side of the room has code.
Sorry, I was trying to like
Yeah.
put a pause there.
But yeah, so so you're saying like in the deleted stuff that was probably in there where the two of them specifically met
Maybe
because they do not share a scene in the entire movie. No.
Maybe. I don't. They seem to have cut a lot out of it. Michael Ironside has sort of talked about it over the years and been like, man, they cut a lot of me out of that movie. So
Yeah. Well, apparently there was a whole other character as
Yeah.
well, like his government contact.
yes.
Yeah, they do talk about some command person that we never see. That's supposedly because there's a lot of like Michael Ironside's in charge, but his guys are like, "That was a bad call," and I don't know, we've got to follow orders, that kind of
Standard mercenary bullshit.
Yeah.
There's not the fear of getting thrown out of the military, so do everything you're told. It's just we're mercenaries, and that was fucked up, and I don't need this shit. So
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
they're also
but they're
zombies. So
But the first time they actually really kick into the plot is about halfway through the movie. They finally pull their bank heist, and this is Michael Ironside's team, where it's two of them. One of it's William Forsythe and the youngest one, who I don't think I've seen in any other movie.
he was the
before or after.
son in One Crazy Summer.
Okay.
He was
Yeah.
the rich son.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's this guy and William Forsythe, and they hook a bomb up to a truck, a hydrogen truck, which they then drive into some kind of warehouse.
Well,
Well, you know what? It is
Most of the way
It is
there.
warehouse because then
Yeah,
it's
it
over
was-
their house and then it's over their house.
Yeah, it was formerly a warehouse.
It's no warehouse.
Yeah, and now it's a no
now
warehouse
it's
because
garbage.
because the young guy dives out and lets the thing roll into this former building, and man, they light off some tanks in this thing because it goes up. Like this is a
It's
wraith
I was gonna say
size
it's a wraith
explosion.
level,
Yeah.
nearing stealth level. Not really.
no, stealth blew up an entire state.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was like an entire like airplane facility or
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah,
That was-
they saw
but
that
this
from
is real
space.
unenhanced CG anything. Because you've got the guy running away in the front of frame, and I'm like, that guy might die. Like that's
He gets a shockwave. Like he is
Yeah.
not prepared for.
That's
he-
probably why we never saw him again.
yeah.
It's like I'm out.
Yeah, he worked one crazy
Yeah.
summer and then it was over.
But they blow that up, and then they hop in there in the it was like what shit box car was that?
Oh, it was a Dodge.
Lancer.
Lancer. It was a Lancer. That's right.
Yeah, because
And-
I kept thinking that was what someone needed to do the thing on Michael Ironside's face.
Yeah, and then this kid, I swear, like because they're supposed to everything's supposed to be precisely timed, and there's radio silence, and they cannot contact each other. The only thing they can do is put a signal that they've done their part.
Yep.
That goes back to the Revenge of the Nerds guy, who's in like their little satellite control center.
He's the guy from Die Hard.
in a van. Yeah, But
Except he's not the guy from Die Hard.
Yeah.
That's different.
I-
actor.
I-
but he's
I-
playing that character.
I know.
Yes. But yeah, but what happens is the young guy just starts hooning through the dunes, like just
He is.
Good
He
old
is-
Dune.
like, and I love that
Having
this
a
is
good
a
time.
plot point because we're just like, the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Because he's driving and he is just fishtailing
And
everywhere.
even William
and-
Forsythe is like, hold on to the shit handle. Keeps looking over him like, the fuck are you doing, my man? Like,
yeah,
Having a good time.
yeah, Hoonigan.
yeah. And meanwhile, it's Clancy Brown, the bigger black dude who I don't recognize from anything else either.
Did they call him
And-
Hawk? What was his name? He had a
I don't
name.
even remember
know.
anymore.
His name was.
But the
Robert
other
Paulson.
mercenary guy, and then Michael Ironside, and they basically rob the bank. Michael Ironside gets in the back, and he's like, "I need Cash's safe deposit box. It's not worth dying for him, not worth dying for Powers Booth." And he takes, I guess he takes the little like the log books of some kind. Another MacGuffin because they don't really matter at all.
No,
No, none of it matters.
again, I'm sure in a longer cut, it's the things
Yeah.
that have his name all over it and tie him to the whole everything. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
But
Which is the whole reason he actually planned this job with like proper. I mean, there's a whole. You can see now that I know that there's a whole other thing going on here because they were basically like, this is too close. Like we can't. Why are we cutting this so close? Why are we going in at night? Why are we like endangering ourselves and civilians? And they're still thinking we're military guys.
yeah,
Like, why are we even in Texas? But if we are, we have to do this kind of quiet.
mm-hmm.
But no, he's like, middle of the day, we're fucking heating this shit. Let's do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is the younger guy has yeeted the car into a ditch, and they can't get it out. William Forsythe is trying to get it out, and it's just stuck in the sand.
It's hard to have a good heat when you have a bad heat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And finally they get the car out, but the thing is they've been delayed now, so the timing is off. The guy who was the bookman is making his delivery. They knock him out, take the bags, but the driver for the bookman was supposed to be
Covered.
taken out
Yeah.
by the two guys who were stalled because they were hooning. And
Correct.
correct.
Yes.
The hoonin' yeeters.
Yes, the Hoonin' Doonins.
Yeah.
Hoonin' eaters. Jesus.
So that guy sees shit going down, ends up killing the one black dude. The other guy has already left in the satellite van, so he wasn't able to stop him.
Yeah, no, he literally drives right by
Yeah.
this guy and
Before- like, before
later
the guy
says
gets out of
like,
the car.
why didn't I just take him out? I was right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Why did I have to leave at
Yeah.
that point? Yeah, but that guy gets killed. Clancy Brown and Michael Ironside just get the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
The other guys show up just late enough that they see that they're able to kill that dude.
Oh, they
Or
basi-
no,
they
no,
basically
Michael
just-
Ironside kills that dude
Yeah, they basically just show up long or late enough to like
to grab the bags that the second guy had.
they grab his bags and then like Nick Nolte just happened to be like wheeling by it. Is
Yeah.
like, hey,
Because simultaneously they had gotten themselves arrested earlier so that they could scope out the police precinct, and they're able to shut off all the communications so they can't read anybody. So Nick Nolte's like, something's going on, gotta get back, and so he's getting back just as and it starts a car chase where he's chasing William Forsythe and the young kid.
Yeah.
And eventually they fuck up. He catches them.
It's one of
he
the-
arrests them.
It's a great fuck up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of the best car fuck ups I've ever seen because
Yeah.
they do the like turn down like a single car alley and a dump truck, I think.
It's a
or
garbage
garbage
truck.
truck
Yep.
is like coming through and like
And they just
wedge.
yeah,
Like,
they wedge
hard.
that car.
Yep.
Like they wedge it good. Like like more
Yes,
like
they-
better
like-
better I've ever seen. Like
I
in
mean,
most-
it
That
is-
was some precise shit
It
that
is
nobody
a
got
very
hurt.
precise. I mean, obviously, to wedge the car in there, it had to be, and they just skid right in and go. It's
yeah, it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's real good.
Yeah, but he arrests them both, and this is when he finds out these guys are dead. So's the dead guy, who's dead again, and he's looking like
Like Kenneth Branagh.
Yes,
All right.
he's dead. They're dead.
yeah, and then he goes call in to the DEA and find out about Michael Ironside, and they get back like DEA's never heard of Michael Ironside, and he's like, son of a bitch.
bitch. I'm going home.
Yeah, and so he asks the dudes, he's like, you ever been in the military? They're like, no way, man.
I do drugs.
Yeah, I like the drugs.
I got a bad knee.
Yeah. Oh God,
Yeah.
When he meets Tiny Lister early on,
Oh yeah.
he goes. The one guy tells him, he's like, he was on Monday Night Football. He's like, yeah, he looks like it. And Tiny Lister's like, hurt my knee, and he goes, Looks like it hurt your head too.
It's such a good
there
line.
are
And I love that Ty Lister just laughs at that. He's like, yeah, it's pretty
there are
good.
multiple like
probably
really
didn't know it was
good
coming.
burns throughout this
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What was Clancy? I never did hear Clancy Brown's thing that you liked about the LTD. All I heard was Ford and LTD. That's all I.
Oh, he was talking about hating cops.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like,
They asked him if he'd ever killed a cop, and he's
Like-
like, no, but his mom hit one with an LTD.
no, it's like he said one of them backed over, like one cop backed over another and killed him with his LTD or something like that, and then he says, "That's why I like Fords." I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, that's my man."
It's
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's some good quips, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
clever things that that aren't in most movies like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, our opening sequence is a thing that the Powers Booth says late in the movie. That's just insane. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
oh, Powers Booth is having fun.
yeah, Powers Booth is like saying a lot of things, most of which we won't repeat. But I mean, like, he is full on villaining. Like,
Well,
the
I
way
mean,
you're
like
supposed to.
when you get to the end and he's saying a bunch of shit, it is because he is one drunk and two out of his mind on cocaine,
Sure.
and three sweating like an asshole.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, he's good villaining because he's like,
Yeah,
he's-
I mean, it's the sort of thing Tarantino lifts later,
Mhm.
where you just have your bad guy getting all the best lines,
Right.
and just being able to monologue the hell out of it
I just
through the third act of the movie.
I think it's a fascinating archetype in movies, is like the hubris boss, if you want to call
Mhm.
it that like this boss that's just like gotten so full of his own power that it's like, by the end of the movie they're gonna fall. It's like it's the,
Yeah.
the Scarface model. It's all those, where it's just like,
Yeah, but he's playing it almost like the boss who's bored of doing all of it.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at one point he's saying to Maria Conchita Alonso, he's like, I can't talk to anybody here
He's
because
going
everyone's
all-
afraid of me.
He's all over the place though, because like one
Yeah.
second he'll say that, and then it's like Nick Nolte's like, "Come on, man, just let's go home. I'll just take you home, and we don't have to kill each other." And he's just
Yeah.
like, "Why would I? I built this. This is amazing. Why the hell would I leave this?" It's
Yeah.
like,
Also, all the cocaine you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
snort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like my powers in my booth actually come from cocaine.
Yeah. But anyway, after Nick Nolte has found out that the two dudes are dead, he goes back home, and then he realizes there's someone there, and it's Michael Ironside, who's just sitting there watching a boxing match on TV in his house. He's like, all right.
We need to talk.
He's like, all right, here's the deal. My name's Sergeant Major Michael Ironside. If you and Nick Nolte's like, I know if I look you up, you're dead. He's like, what do you want? And he's like, all right, we need to take out Powers Booth. We need your help to make this happen for
Yeah.
some reason.
It's an off the books mission.
Yeah.
He's been on our radar forever. We can't get him legally because he won't come into the country.
Again, I think in a longer cut, he was going to be the Patsy situation. I'm pretty sure that's what it
Yeah.
was. It was like, I'm pretty sure like in a longer cut of this movie, what it was happening is like why they were circling around both of them is they were basically like, I think that Michael Ironside was like, I want Powers Booth to go away and I want to take over the business entirely. I just don't know how to make that happen because he's got a fucking army and a hacienda with guns. But so like he's like, oh well, Nick Nolte's got a beef with him and he seems like kind of a loose cannon. So maybe if I get them fighting, I can.
He also can't be bought.
Right, he can't be
Yeah.
bought, and so like it'll just look like a guy who's just like had enough and went down to Mexico and take law in his own hands, and we'll benefit.
Yep.
Step 3 profit.
But he's like, I need you to get my guys back,
Yeah.
and I'll give you 30 minutes head start. Whatever you want to do with Powers Booth, you have fun doing that. He's like, oh yeah, and I think your lady's with him too.
Oh, he knew that. Like he went to he already knew that because he went to the bar and was like, where is she?
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like,
yeah.
she left. Somebody took her to Mexico, and I think he probably figured it out from there.
Yep. So this sets in motion that, okay, he's going to let the guys out of jail. They're all going to head down south. And so they head there. They have a brief meeting where Michael Ironside's briefing everyone and is basically like, hey, Nick Nolte, here's your 30 minutes. Go for it.
But
And then as soon as Nick Nolte's gone, he's like, everyone dies with extreme prejudice. And they're like,
That's the title of the movie,
Yeah.
boss.
yeah, everyone in this, well, basically like everyone who's not in this room is not a friendly, basically. So,
Yeah,
like, take
yeah,
him out.
and they're all immediately like, Nick Nolte.
Like
and he's like,
a sheriff. Like even Clancy Brown is like the most. He's clearly like his yes man, his right hand. Like I'll do what you say, boss guy. But even he's like, good sheriff, really?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, he
No, the
he
sheriff's
even,
already
he
dead.
lays it out. He's like, sheriff who's clearly on the side of the law
Right.
and not turning against the United States. And he's like, everyone out of this room is not a friendly. And the rest of them are just like, it's pretty shitty, boss, but okay.
Well, there was like a brief moment where he gets in Larry B. Scott's face. It's just like, you think I don't miss him too? And it's like,
yeah, because they're like, yeah, you got our buddy killed.
Yeah.
Well,
What are we doing here?
Because he does the thing of, all right, guys, do you think I fucked up? Feel free to tell me if I fucked up. And Larry B. Scott goes, you fucked up. And he's like, listen, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Don't you ever say I fucked up again. I will fucking murder you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was a badly constructed or badly edited scene.
Yeah.
Because it felt like they like almost went around the room and they're like, well, I'm sad that the dude is gone.
Mhm.
And then Michael Ironside yelled and like another dude.
Yeah.
That scene just
Yeah.
did not
well,
flow together
again,
well.
who knows what got hacked up and what didn't.
For sure.
Yeah, but it's all set up for us to go, okay, these guys aren't all bad.
I'm
It
surprised
seems
that-
like it's all Michael Ironside pulling the strings of what the fuck's going
Sorry.
on.
I'm surprised that like what did they do, like cut this movie and burn the other footage? I mean, like I'm just surprised, like this seems like a time when this would have been like maybe this is like we're gonna put it on Blu-ray, like go find the other footage, re-edit it.
You know,
Director's cut.
I
I
mean,
demand the director's
back
cut.
then
of
there
the-
wasn't much that they didn't keep much.
I
Yeah,
know that's
I
what I
mean,
mean.
yeah.
You know, I just wonder if like was it literally like we took that other stuff and it's gone.
it
It's fucking
just
gone.
all depends on
Yeah.
the production company. You know, like up through even Event Horizon, they were like, no, burn all that deleted footage. And it's like, why? You keep
Mhm.
fucking everything. So
Yeah, that's why I'm just curious. It's maybe not enough interest or
if
whatever.
any of it
Yeah.
existed, we probably would have seen it because this is the last chance this thing gets on physical media. It's never going to come out in any
Yeah.
other form again. So
But anyway, this leads to the big third act everything,
Yeah,
where
like, so
Nick
the-
Nolte goes through this
It's
crazy cliche town on Mexican Independence Day.
Right. Well, but I mean, like even weirder is like again, just like there are several points in this movie where it's like, all right, that's the way you're playing this, because like they literally ride down in like a public transportation bus.
they
like,
do. They
yeah.
take a public
Yeah.
bus.
like they're with just civilians, like like I mean, again, like cliche as shit. Like it's just like a bunch of people with chickens and boxes and shit. It's like it's like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but he just
People
walks
and
up, and Powers
chickens and
Booth is
shit.
already. Yeah.
You
Powers
know,
Booth.
it's the side of you're in the like,
Right.
the
Yeah.
like
yeah, you're with the common
Whenever
people.
you ride with chickens,
I always hate
that's
to use the term
shorthand.
third world country because it doesn't mean what people think it means.
Right.
But I mean, like, whenever you want to signify that, like,
developing countries.
yeah, I'm in a developing country that
Yeah.
there will be people with chickens and boxes on a
Right.
bus. That is just
Yep.
that
If
is
you get on a
movies.
city bus here and someone has a chicken, you're like, ah, shit, we got to move.
or you're in Brooklyn.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's movie shorthand.
Emotional chicken.
But-
I was more thinking that it's just like they're just free ranging everything. Like
Mhm.
I won't buy any eggs at the store. I just take my own chicken everywhere.
And she only lays eggs on the bus.
Yeah, you gotta shake them out.
Shake it, bake.
Anywho.
Yeah.
Yes. Big,
Anywho.
big Wild Bunch shootout, basically. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, because Nick Nolte goes there and it meets Powers Booth, who's already he's pretty much trashed. But he's like, hey, my buddy, come on in, and then Nick Nolte's like, I'm going to shoot you. And he's like, oh, well, we got plenty of time for that later. Come on, get in here.
I reckon I aim to kill
I'ma
you.
shoot you.
Yeah. But he's just like, we can end this. Powers Booth. It's time.
You are going a little sling blade on your neck.
I know. It's fine.
Just let it happen.
I
It's
know.
great.
Yeah.
I know.
But anyway, so they're like, he's like, all right, well, we'll shoot each other later. And because he's like, I need to make sure my girl's good. And so he's like, all right, fine, let's go inside. And then this is when he just starts getting into all his monologues about everything and just chewing scenery. And Nick Nolte's just sitting there like glaring at him.
Yeah.
Like for the majority of it. But also Nick Nolte notices that, hey, that's William Forsythe hanging out at the bar, and it's early. Like, I've only been here 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And so he's like, getting a drink. And so he goes to the bar, and he's like, hey, William Forsythe. A little early, huh? And he's like, yeah, man, we moved it up 15 minutes. And just so you know, keep your head down, because we're supposed to kill everybody, including you.
He's like, listen,
And that doesn't
like
sit well
you.
with me.
Yeah.
It's weird because it feels like it should have been Clancy Brown.
It
no,
really
because
does.
William Forsythe's thing is he's a good guy. He let us out of jail. Like he made the right
I know,
decision. He's
but
one of us.
it also doesn't make sense because all we've seen William Forsythe do is be really shitty. I know it's supposedly a lot of times it's supposedly
He's loyal though.
it's so supposedly in benefit of whatever grift they're pulling, at the moment. But it's like he is the one that is just like saying racist and homophobic shit constantly throughout this movie, and it's just like it just feels like Clancy Brown was supposed to be the right hand man who's like, yeah, all right, this shit ain't right. Like
I think they had to give Clancy Brown the confrontation with Michael Ironside.
Right. And but that's the thing. Everyone on the team is like, no, this isn't right.
Right.
Like they all think they've agreed to let him bring his man in, and then we'll take care of the rest. We're not going to get involved with that. So
Yeah.
I know,
But either way, he's warned Nick Nolte. He's like, listen, it's going down, and it's going down soon. So keep your head down.
if you're going to shoot your friend, do it now.
Yeah, kind of. Of course, he's already given his gun to him because that was the only way he was allowed in.
Right.
So Nick Nolte is now unarmed.
yeah, and they're literally setting up for the like a duel style face off. I mean, well, which is dumb because you start back to back, but I mean,
But then you face and you fire your guns off.
yeah.
So
fire all your guns at once.
Yeah.
So
they
they
end up
get
going
to
out
they get to
front.
like 4, and then Maria Conchita Alonso's like, no. And
Well,
then
no, it's not that. They get out front, and she keeps stalling them in ways. The thing is, Michael Ironside has finally met with the bookman upstairs.
yeah. I mean, it's just like they stalled it once and then start to go back. Then the shooting starts, so it gets double interrupted. Like first she cries and like he has to have a whole speech of like, I'm Powers Booth and I'm still evil. I'm gonna rip your dress, and then Michael Ironside is like upstairs like double crossing the bookie or the bookkeeper, I guess. He's not a bookie.
The second attempt at the duel is my favorite because Powers Booth just tells his right-hand man guy, you count. And he starts counting, and the crowd repeats each number. Like, they are so into this. They're like, holy shit, the boss is going to duel the lawman. Uno.
Yeah, I was honestly, I was going to be upset if he started counting in English. It didn't feel right. That needed to be counting in Spanish.
Yep.
And I also appreciate that every time Nick Nolte is faced with the task of we are going to duel, he's like, fine. Like his desire to bring this man in, like just say, come in, we'll deal with this, we'll solve this. No, every time Powers Booth says we're dueling, he's like, all right, let's fucking duel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
I don't think you become a Texas Ranger without like at least kind of enjoying shooting people.
I know, but his whole deal was just basically like, hey man, it's not too late for you. We can fix this.
Yeah.
But then Powers Booth was like, no, duel. And he's like,
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I
let's-
mean, the guy is
somewhere-
drunk and high, so
Yeah.
he's kind of like, this is probably not the best situation
No.
for bringing him in.
but it's just, I just appreciate. He's just like, yeah, we're dueling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a duel.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, even if
I
you're
will
like not
duel
necessarily
you.
like I actively want to shoot somebody, somewhere in the back of your mind, you're like, I'm not opposed to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Clancy
Just saying,
Brown,
it takes that kind of mindset.
yeah, Clancy Brown's able to overhear and witness Michael Ironside basically trying to talk the bookie into giving him the books, as well as he's like, no, we're buddy. Me and Powers Booth, we're buddies. Just he said it's fine. Just give me the books. And he's like, no, I really gotta check with Powers Booth first. And then he's like, how about no? And guts him. And Clancy Brown's like, so was that a buddy of yours or what's going on here, man? And that's when he's like, we did all this, we served our country for years. It's like we've heard this speech in God knows how many movies at this point.
20 years. What do I have to show for it?
Yep.
Who knows what's right and wrong anymore? I'm all used up. Blah blah blah. Just
like we've heard this speech so many times.
every bad guy and
Every
The Rock,
military bad guy
Yes.
who has turned on the U.S. Gives this speech.
Yep.
And he's like, "It's worth $10 million." And Clancy Brown's like, "We're all supposed to die here. That was the plan, huh? You're going to get us all killed and walk off with the money." And he's like, "Well, we'll split it 50-50, right?"
Yeah, right.
And he's like, "No." And they end up shooting at each other. And
Well, that's what
Michael Ironside defenestrates himself through
I'm
a
realizing
door.
the editing is basically like, so the duel is happening outside. This is basically like a Romeo and Juliet style balcony, basically over that, I believe, so they can hear the gunshots very clearly from right outside. So like the second attempt of the duel happens, I believe Powers Booth gets it in the shoulder or something.
Well, the first attempt, what happens is one guy comes in off that balcony and sees Michael Ironside and Clancy Brown, and they both shoot him off of the balcony. That's when Michael Ironside makes the break for it. But they shoot him off the balcony.
Right.
That sends him plummeting into the crowd, and then
So I guess
that's when chaos erupts because all the guys who are like all
the guys manning the turrets.
yeah, they like everyone just starts shooting everyone.
Right. Yeah. It's wild bunch chaos. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
lots of people falling off of balconies and the explosions happening up on balconies and people being rocket launched off of the
Yeah.
air.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I kind of appreciate that Nick Nolte and his girl get in a Jeep and drive away.
Yeah, they're like, fuck out.
It's like, this is not our fight.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
Peace out.
Because what happens is everyone dies. Like basically everyone that's left in that house that
Pretty much,
that didn't hop in a Jeep and get the fuck out of there dies.
Yeah. There are a handful of Powers Booth dudes who survive this, but like everyone manning a turret gets hurt or killed or blown up.
Yeah, I mean we're selling it short, but it's a good like 5 to 10 minutes of just carnage. And it's Clancy Brown and the radio operator guy. Clancy Brown finds him and was like, he fucked us over. We got to find Michael Ironside and we got to kill him. There was never any mission. He's been taken. He's on the take. We got to kill him.
Yeah.
So they eventually do get to kill him. But the problem is Tiny Lister has been shot in both shoulders by Nick Nolte.
We don't see
Because he was holding Maria Conchita Alonso. That's
Yeah.
how he got her away, is he shoots him in both shoulders.
we don't see that man do any cocaine, but he did all the cocaine.
Yeah.
Because he is just like bullets. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, because he gets up and he's like hulks out. And it's funny because he grabs the radio dude by the head and just picks him up by the head.
Off the ground.
And that's when Clancy Brown shoots him to save that guy, and then immediately gets gunned down by like 15 guys who pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So they've killed Michael Ironside. He gets shot. The other guy gets shot as soon as he gets dropped by Tiny Lister. And then the other two dudes, like William Forsythe and the young guy, they had been end up manning the machine guns and get gunned down there. So now that entire plot's done because all those guys are dead.
All of them are dead.
Yeah. But they've also taken out a good 20, 30, 40 Mexican dudes who were manning this fortress.
Powers Booth has maybe 12 to 15 dudes left.
All in one Jeep.
Yes.
Because
in that
Nick
fucking
Nolte
Jeep.
has like pulled off to another courtyard.
Yeah.
And then that's when they face off again. And this time they're like, we're doing the fucking duel.
Yeah, come on, man. Duel to the death.
Yeah.
Imagine a fortress with 2 courtyards.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
that's when Nick Nolte's like, are we going to do this? And that's when we get the speech that we started the show with from Powers Booth, which like
Hell
we're
yeah, we're
all
gonna do
like
it.
as soon as that happened, we're all like, yes,
Yes. It's
Yes.
after 4.
yeah.
I got shit
I
to do.
love that touch to it that it's like it's after 4 already.
Yeah.
Of course I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready all day. I've been
It's-
drinking all day. I've been snorting coke all day. Let's do this.
Okay, so weird random side question to this.
Yeah.
We didn't bring up that this is at least partially written by John Milius.
Yeah.
Crazy man that he is. Do you think that the Walter line was a weird homage to this? His I'll get you a tow by weirdly specific time. I'm just saying, like, I don't
who
know.
knows,
I'm just
man?
saying, like, it feels like a very weird, like, just kind of like an homage to this. Of just like, I'm going to mention a very specific time. Like, you want this? I'll get it to you by 2:00. Like,
I think that was just Powers Booth
Okay.
going off.
all right, maybe.
Just Powers Booth being Powers Booth.
I don't know.
Just
yeah.
boofing.
Yeah.
He's
boofing
Just
around.
boofing it up.
Just
I don't know.
Boothin'. Yeah.
Yeah, but so
I need that on a shirt in that live, laugh, love font with a hashtag. So
Just
just
boofing?
boofing. Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, you've just made the Powers Booth fan club very excited.
Yeah. Yeah, but they finally do the duel, and Nick Nolte, of course, kills him.
Of course.
And then all that's left is the other henchman who had done the counting earlier and his guys. And they're all just kind of like, Nick Nolte's like, tell them we're leaving.
Yeah.
We're good now.
How does Nick Nolte not speak any Spanish?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
That
Dude
is
lives in Texas, way too close to Mexico.
Yeah.
Deals with
Has
drug
a
deals.
Mexican
yeah, I was gonna
girlfriend.
Saying is
Yeah.
dating Maria Conchita Alonso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
you can like get yourself tired just by getting the end of her name. I mean,
Yeah, but they eventually like they have this talk, and the guy's like, "How about you do me a favor and get me my friends out of jail up there?" And he's like, "I already did you a favor.
Yeah.
You get to wear the white suit now."
Yeah, he's like,
I mean, you might want
no.
a new white suit because that one's
Yeah.
that one's kind of bloody.
That was
He
kind
does
of-
take the hat.
that one's a little ventilated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
But
It's
that
hot
guy's
out.
like, all right. Yeah.
Ventilated.
He's like, how about you? Yeah, you guys can go. And then he takes the hat and gives
Yeah.
Powers Booth's body a couple kicks. And
He takes the hat and as it's like fading away, he's taken the hat and his watch. He reaches down
Yep.
for his watch. But before that, he's like, finally, the drug trade will be in the hands of us, not the
Yes.
gringos.
Mhm.
Right.
It's like
Power
yes,
to the people.
good job,
Sure.
maybe.
which
Way to go.
which is good because when it first started, we were like, why is Powers Booth playing a Mexican guy?
Oh, no. He was just
because
very
he
tan.
is not.
Yeah. But it's not. He was a gringo.
Yeah.
So at least they clarified that by the end of it.
Sure.
But yeah. So
Yes, at least that's good.
it ends.
Yeah, I mean, the backstory was that he actually really did start working for the DEA and was their undercover guy.
Oh, yeah, they do
Yeah.
dump
And
dump that.
and
all
then
that
was
shit.
basically like, as of like 3 years ago, it was just like, hey, fuck you, I'm actually going to be a drug guy.
He went rogue and was like, nope,
Yeah, so-
actual drug dealer.
Yep.
Haha. Come and get me, bro.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just, slow fade out to credits.
I mean, it's honestly, it's a less cynical ending than I was expecting. I honestly expected Nick Nolte to die as well,
Yeah.
and like she would be the only one left that we knew anything about.
Or she gets killed, and then he's like, ah.
Yeah,
More like,
but yeah, they
Screaming at the
basically get to
sun.
walk off because they took public transportation to get there, so,
Yeah, so they
they
have
don't
to
have a
fucking
ride
walk
back to
home.
the
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah, somebody get me an Uber.
Yeah,
They should have faded back up and he'd be like, wait, okay, I will trade you the let a guy out of prison if I can have that Jeep. No.
yeah.
I don't want to walk back to America.
One burro, por favor.
I bet
But-
he's ordered a burro at some point in his life.
Yeah.
What, you mean actual Nick Nolte or
Yes,
the character?
I think Nick Nolte has probably been in a situation where he was like, he woke up in some strange place and was like, one burro, por favor.
Get me a burro,
Tango una burro, por favor.
burro a key
Where am I?
ASAP.
I'm Nick Nolte.
Yeah,
I like your headcanon that he just says I'm
He's just to point that
I'm
out.
Nick Nolte a bunch.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm not your Gary Busey boy. I ain't Nick Nolte either.
Oh, that's a cornbow
Yeah, it
reference.
was.
Yeah. Nice.
yeah. This is a tough one to rate, honestly, because it feels closer to a real movie than most movies we watch.
It is a real movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it honestly is.
Yeah, but it's new on Blu-ray, so of course we had to cover it. And we've had so many requests.
Really, like, it was close to the top of the list and, like, tick boxes of
Yeah,
people
are
asking
requesting
for it. So
yeah, I'm gonna go 4 jocks.
'Kay.
This is like just really satisfying. It really moves. Like it does not stall itself for long at all. Like it's not in a way. Usually I complain about movies that don't know how to transition scenes and move things along. And this one, like the editing is great because they know how to keep this movie moving. And even at 45 minutes, having 45 minutes cut out of it, which would have been a 2.5-hour movie, that probably might have been too much. But I didn't feel like it was incoherent. I just felt like it was keeping information from us that it didn't want us to know at the time. And there's a difference between being incoherent and being deliberate.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a way more deliberate movie than you realize in the first half hour or so. But yeah, and the shootouts are great. There's a lot of good carnage by the end of this movie, and a hell of an explosion. It's a Jocks explosion in the middle of this movie too.
Yeah, that explosion is one whole jocks by
Yeah,
itself.
and the chicken shack blowing up is a pretty fucking good explosion
pretty good.
too.
Pretty
yeah, especially that they hid the explosives in a bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
It was the holy hand grenade.
Yes.
Yeah.
And man, no one ever got justice for that place.
Nope.
or for the
Justice
bunny.
I know.
Yeah, the bad guys just flew the coop.
Eh.
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm going to pivot off of his because I want to say something off of what you just said. I'm in a weird kind of split mentality about this. Like, while I was watching the movie, I'm like, this is a 4 Jocks movie. This is really good. The only thing that I feel like it's missing is I was feeling like it was keeping just a little something from us. Like there was something that was missing. Like I'm all about ambiguity in your story. If you want to have some grand reveal, as long as it all ties the room together well, like it's got to come together.
That's your like fourth Lebowski reference.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but like this one, like knowing now that there was like shit cut out, it is remarkably well edited. In spite of that, so like it's they did a really good job excising the stuff. It just makes you super curious what they took out and if it would have made the movie better or worse. Like it makes me super curious about if it plays better being cagey or if like having that slight meeting between Powers Booth and Michael Ironside would have just been like all right, I just feel like maybe it drags you along a little bit in the dark a little bit too long. For it to be like satisfying, where it's just like, surprise, and it was actually this and this and this and this and this. It's like, okay, like that's just a little bit too much reveal all at once.
Too many.
Yeah, but yeah, so I mean, I really liked it, and I think I'm gonna keep the 4 jocks. Like, I mean, I'm tempted to bump it down one just because like that does kind of bum me out, like knowing that about it. But I'm gonna go with my initial thought of like I enjoyed it. I thought it moved briskly. I thought the action's all done really well, of course. Filmed well. The bank sequence is really good. I mean, in a pre-Heat era like that, Heat. I just feel like it kind of set the standard of like how you shoot a heist or anything like that on the ground like realism thing, and it's just like everything else has done that since, and it's just nice to see something like where they were like building on this. Like this was a good stepping stone towards that.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's solid, but I would really like to see that director's cut if it could exist.
Well, I'll take the heat for you, if you will,
Okay.
and drop a jocks down. Give it a 3 jocks.
You're the Michael man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean it's a 3 jocks movie. Like what? I don't know that I can necessarily add anything to the discussion. I do want, since this is Jens's favorite composer, Jerry Goldsmith. This is a weird one to me. Like
Well, that's why he likes him. He's German.
yeah. Also, Jens likes gold, of course, as all Germans do. It's a thing. Don't look it up.
Do not. Absolutely do not.
Trust me.
But this is, to me, because I haven't listened to a bunch of Goldsmith from this era, this is a weird one. Like, it's like cowboy synth. It's Western synth, like strange, stringy samples.
It's very similar to Inner Space, which came out the same year.
Is it?
It's yeah.
Yeah.
This is
going
what
through-
Goldsmith was doing.
Going through an experimental phase or something.
No, this is what he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like it's too much.
It is definitely too much, I think.
Isolated,
the
it may
music-
be fine, but in the movie, it's too much.
There are times that it hints at like a Morricone score, but like it always just like goes more Carlos, like that like deep beep 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 style like.
Well, apparently one of the trailers they cut, they used a Giorgio Moroder. God, I cannot say that word. Giorgio Moroder piece, which is kind of wild. But like, I like Goldsmith's early Western stuff. I think it's really fucking strong. But this, like, and the music is written well. It's just the instrumentation doesn't hit for me. So that was a thing that I was paying attention to, the score, because Jens is my friend, and we co-host a podcast on the BMFcast Patreon called "We Have All the Time in the World,"
which you can find over
patreon.com/BMFcast. We're at the $5 level because it's special.
It's premium. It's top shelf.
It is. It's pretty good. New episode soon. So yeah, I was paying a little bit more attention to it than I normally would have, and it just didn't hit. Like Mackie said, I think maybe in isolation it might be fun to listen to, but in situ, this movie plays it as such a straight, like, Western that you could have just used standard instrumentation and it would have been fine. But anyway, that's the one time that I'll go on a score rant.
gore rant.
Probably this quarter. I
A
might have
scrant.
a scrant, if you will. Yeah.
Sure. This is a hard one because I think, like Mackie said, this is a good movie. I mean, it's there's nothing. I mean, aside from like the amount of testosterone in this movie and all of the hey, I know you from everything and shit blowing up and gunfights and stuff like that. This is a better movie than what we're normally doing. I get why people wanted us to watch it because there's some cool shit in it and it's fun. I mean, I always point out like
It's the kind of movie we like.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when someone like comes at us with that question, is like, that's not a bad movie. I said, well, would people who like Out of Africa be fucking watching Extreme Prejudice? And they're like, no, probably not. And I was like, well, that's what we do. So, I think the rare instance where my actual rating is going to be higher than my Jocks rating because I
That's
think
fair.
on the Jocks scale, it's kind of hard to convert. Because it is a good movie, so I don't want to say it's a 5 Jocks movie.
A good bad movie, an enjoyable bad movie.
Yeah,
1 to 5
so-
Robot Jocks.
I think I could agree with BJ and give it a 3. I think it is
Hey,
a
my
solid
man.
3 Jocks. Like, yeah, there's good Jocks-ish stuff in that. I just think my actual like movie letterboxd rating is going to be higher than that because I mean I was sitting there the entire I was worried about this when the movie was chosen, even though I was the one who put it on the schedule. I was like, I'm afraid this is going to be a real movie and there's not going to be a lot to talk about. There's enough to talk about, but it's just we didn't make fun of any of it aside from Nick Nolte's voice and just some character motivations that were there anyway. We just enhanced them for comedic sake. So
We did make fun of Maria Conchita Alonso's singing.
we did, yeah.
I think I broke the seal on that because I was like,
Yeah.
this is bad. I was like, you can dub, it's okay. Like,
I think for the talent in pool in this town, it was probably dead on.
Natalie Wood couldn't sing. It's okay. She's pretty.
So
I guess we're done.
We should
Okay,
do some
see ya.
contact information.
No, I just been
Yeah,
having
I don't
like
have
we
anything
don't
else to
we
say.
don't do second half stuff anymore.
No,
I
we
just
don't.
like I part of me wants
No.
to like mention Doctor Strange only like
Uh-oh.
in the broadest of terms in like absolutely no spoiler ways, just to be like,
Have you seen it?
yes, I have seen it.
What'd you think of it?
I hated it.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a huge bummer.
Yeah, I mean that's why because it's the first Marvel movie that I'm like that was bad. Like that was straight like I
Oh man.
like bad. Like I don't like it.
As in, stay away.
Yeah, like
On a
Negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags after.
I mean maybe it's
Bags of
I
trash.
am completely willing to admit it's me. I just watched.
Oh, okay. Well,
I watched
never
Morbius
mind.
the night before, so maybe I was like ready for like shit.
The
Because
pump was
Morbius,
primed.
Morbius is fucking. There's no. That is the stupidest fucking. That is one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen. Maybe not
Wow.
the stupidest, but when my letterbox review, there is a line. I am not kidding. There's a line in that movie that describes a thing that is making as deadly to humans fatal to bats. That was a line said by humans in a movie. I was like, that's the same fucking thing, you assholes.
It is.
Yeah. I was like, Jared Leto said that out loud.
I know what they're trying to say with that line, but they missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They missed.
I'm like, it's just deadly to everything, to both things in question. How about that? Anywho, but yeah, like I said, I don't want to get spoilery about Doctor Strange at all. I just wanted to mention that we have long joked that like a day is going
When's
to
they're gonna?
yeah, when is there going to be like what you think is like an actual bad MCU movie? I think this is it. I feel like putting Sam Raimi in charge of this movie was incredibly reductive. Everything about this felt
Ooh,
like
I didn't
everything
know
about
that.
this felt like we were in the old west. Like, do whatever you want with superhero movies. There doesn't have to be a tone consistency or story consistency. Characters can say and act completely, contrary to how they've already been established. It's just bad. I just didn't like it.
Interesting. Well, that actually makes me more interested to see the movie.
Okay, sure. Like I said, I'm completely willing to admit it was
Yeah.
me because I also had a bad theater experience. It was like I don't get cold in the theater, not like assholes, just like it was like 50 fucking degrees in that theater, and I don't get cold in theaters. I just was like actually like I was sitting crisscross applesauce in like in a recliner chair, just trying to like maintain warmth. Like I'm saying, like I was
Trying not to
I was like
die.
I went into a fetal position at one point, just trying to maintain warmth. So yeah, and that's not me. I'm very cold-blooded, warm-blooded, whatever that people say when they can.
You're hot. You're
Yeah,
hot.
I am hot. I'm so hot.
Fucking hot.
So hot.
Anyway, that's all. Like I said, absolutely no spoilers. I mean, it's just
Cool.
I didn't like it at all.
It's too bad.
Also, like, just not about Doctor Strange at all, but this other thing that they did, this needs to fucking go away. There was a long sequence of Top Gun Maverick just played out before the movie. Like, not a trailer, just here's 8 minutes of the movie. What the fuck is that?
So weird.
That is fucking stupid. Not that it didn't get me jazzed as fuck to see that movie.
Well, you just answered your own question.
I know I just answered my own question. However, it's just like, I was already jazzed to see that movie.
Didn't
like,
they do that for another movie? There was like a Star Wars
I feel
release, and
like
they put 10 minutes of a film in front of it.
I feel like they did that with one of the like maybe the Inside Jurassic Park movie, in the mansion one. I feel like they might have like shown an incredibly long amount.
There
of
was something else recently that started like see the first 10 minutes of this.
Or
I
it was,
remember them doing that on MTV for Dawn of the Dead in 2004. They showed the first 10, basically everything that leads up to the credit sequence.
Well, that's what grabs you. I mean,
Yeah.
they knew that just saying it's a remake of Dawn of the Dead, but you see
Yeah,
those first
but
10 minutes, you go,
it's
ooh, I'm in.
fucking Top Gun 2. Like,
Yeah.
you don't
everybody
have to
who's
sell
in
me.
is in,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
You would
And there have
know.
been like 30 trailers.
and you also mentioned that you sat down at 3:10 and the movie started at 3:40.
I'm not kidding.
And it was a 3:10
30
showing.
minutes of shit. I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. Or it was 5:10 and 5:40, but yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. But like Showtime 5:10, I was walking in at like 5:11, and like the first Coke thing was happening, and it
Oh,
was
you
like,
missed the Maria Menounos.
yes, I did. I did.
Oh.
Yes, I
Did they ride the roller coaster that goes and gets a drink and
That's
the popcorn?
That's Regal.
Oh,
that's Regal. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I think they have a new one of those. I think I don't know if it's a roller coaster.
I would
anymore.
hope
Doesn't matter.
so because
Yeah, that's-
1997 CG doesn't look so great
But
these days.
I'm just saying it was 5:40 when the Marvel logo started
Yeah.
flipping.
Fuck. Somebody else was complaining about that not too long ago, and I was like, that can't. No, there's no way. But no, I guess it's.
At a point, I made a point. I looked down at my watch. I'm sorry, I hit my own boom. Tick
Yeah,
tick.
Keep your hands off your boom.
Here comes. But yeah, I just looked down at my watch because I was like, Jesus Christ, it feels like I've been here forever, and I had like an entire episode of Moon Knight, which is better.
Yeah.
By the way.
I'm trying to big theaters trying to keep you in there so you get the COVID or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it was a completely spur of the moment thing. I was actually like out doing errands, and I'd been checking the large screens, the XDs and the RPX and whatever their branded not IMAXs are. But yeah, it was just like I was like doing one thing, and it was like the 5 o'clock showing on a weekday, and I was like, I guess no one can get there in time because there was like 2 little groups of seats booked in this giant theater. I was like, go go go!
Nice.
This is the time. So anyway, that's all.
Cool.
Going back to no more variety hour second half bullshit. I just like I felt like it was monumental. We've been talking about Marvel movies for
Yeah.
a long time, and
For 10 years.
I feel like
or
it was
something.
like I just had to make a mark of like I feel like this happened,
Yeah.
at least for me.
Sure.
And real quick question: could you tell which scenes were shot in the LED soundstage?
I don't know. I honestly felt like most of the movie looked like ass.
Yeah,
To be honest with
because
you.
Spider-Man, I finally saw it, and it felt like I knew every single scene that was filmed in that fucking soundstage, and it just yanked me right out of it.
Yeah,
Which is a bummer,
Yeah,
because normally they know what's up.
I mean, there is one scene that is visually interesting, but like by the time it happens, and then when you stop and realize what is happening, you're like, at least me, I was just like, fuck off. That's like I was just like, I get what you're doing, and it's like might be visually or acoustically interesting, but by the time it was happening and what was happening, there's a certain point when it's just like wizard shit. Like the latter day Harry Potter movies suffer for this. Wizard shit looks stupid on screen. I'm sorry. At a certain point in time, there's only so much like wildly gesticulating stuff you can do before my brain goes, fuck you.
Dude,
Like,
the end of Order of the Phoenix is pretty fucking awesome.
I know,
though.
but it's like cut well. It's not like it never lingers on one person like wildly gesticulating for like 2
Yeah.
straight minutes, because
Mhm.
by the time you've watched Doctor Strange, wildly gesticulating for like 3 straight minutes against nothing, it's like it gets old and you start to like the seams crack.
Harlow is tired of your wizard shit.
Like I said, it's fine if it's like I feel like wands help.
You
Wands,
should just make that your letterbox review.
I'm tired.
Tired of your wizard shit.
I realize what happens.
Strange.
What works in Harry Potter
I'm
is
tired of all these wizard wars.
I feel like the wands help. The wands make it not so stupid.
yeah.
Like somehow it's like it's the X-Men thing. It's like when Magneto and Professor
Well, they
X
help
are
you
fighting.
focus your energy. So
I mean, it honestly, if you're going to actual true Wiccan stuff, yes, it does. I mean, but like, I know it really is. It's like it's a
none
total.
of that is real.
You see, when the orange beam hits the blue beam, and then one has to push closer to the person that's going to lose the fight. But then they can push it back, and then the beam goes the one way, and then they clash in the middle, and then eventually the beam goes all the way, and the person gets knocked back.
That's true.
That's how magic works.
It's like
That's how
it's
magic
like
works.
when you're playing like an NES game and you're just jamming the buttons.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like track and field, but with wizards.
Right.
Yep. Anyway,
But
we are so,
so if-
far out.
my point is that like if you don't have something in your hand and you're just making wild hand motions and you put that on screen for a prolonged period of time, at a certain point you go, "This is fucking stupid." Like if you just let it play out for too long, it's like someone just going with their hands. And I know that doesn't work for an audio podcast, but
we get
just
the, we get the
imagine
picture.
you imagine me making Doctor Strange hands, that, like lots of I love yous and
Jazz
devil
hands.
signs and stuff.
Yep.
Anyway,
Edward Doctor Strange hands.
Woo! We got a bunch of shit to plug, so give me a couple minutes to get through all that. Number one, we still have shirts available. Like, if you're watching the live stream and you see this thing that is hiding all of my rotundness from eating nothing but cheeseburgers for 5 days on a boat, these shirts are gorgeous and they hold up, and you can get them at bearsuitstudios.bigcartel.com. Or you can go to the website, and I assume there's a link there.
There's a link at the top of our website.
We have a surprising amount of larges left, which is the most common size. How did you guys not buy them all? Do it.
Do it.
And you'll get some free air that's like been in Chuck's house along with your package.
It's true.
Yeah.
Do it. Chuck Air will
Possibly
arrive.
Air Chuck.
You open up that package, rip it open,
Right. Possibly,
breathe it in.
Possibly one of his body hairs will have fallen into the package as well.
Many possibilities.
you might
of
be able to
that.
clone Chuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Clone your own Chuck.
I mean,
Look
if you
for a
if you
follicle.
have the resources and you have the technology,
Yeah.
you
If you've ever wanted,
you can whatever.
just
You
please
can-
dress
you can
my
try.
clone in that BMFcast T-shirt.
right.
Yeah, and definitely
all
do
we ask.
definitely do the alcohol and the butt thing.
Right.
Sorry, that's pre-show.
That's-
Cut that one.
After 21 years of your Chuck choke.
I was
Chuck
I was
clone
leaving
growing
that
up.
so he could cut it because it doesn't make any sense without the pre-show
No, it
context.
does not.
That's why it's Stan.
But yeah, anyway, buy a shirt. They're cool. They're super soft. I wear mine as frequently as possible.
I can give you an
'cause it's
official tally. We have 2 small shirts.
'Kay.
And we have 7 large shirts.
7.
And
that
that's
requires
it.
another hand. So we have them in wee and not so wee,
Right.
but no freaking huge.
Yeah.
They're on sale. They're $15, and shipping is free.
That's okay. That's a deal. These are super good shirts. Like
They're
They are
really comfortable.
high quality shirts, and the printing is high quality. And these sparkle.
They do. They're sexy.
Yeah,
The
you will
the
win,
object of your affection will think more highly of you for wearing this shirt.
you will
Absolutely.
win friends and influence people by wearing
Exactly.
the shirt.
Yes.
There's seriously, they're super
Yeah.
cool.
People of your gender will want to be you, and people of the other gender will want to be with you.
Right.
If that's what you want.
Or vice versa. Whatever you
Everyone will want to be
Everyone
you
of every gender
and
will want
be
to
with
Oh,
you.
that's true. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to want to be fucking you.
People who you want to touch your genitals will touch your genitals.
Even people you don't want to touch your genitals.
No, no.
They'll want to.
No.
Yeah.
You are allowed to
Yeah.
give them permission.
Yeah, this
or
shirt
not.
This shirt will give you protection against that. No,
No, it'll
fuck,
give you
it won't
protection
do
on
that.
the chesticle area.
Yes, that's all. That's all we can really guarantee. is
Oh,
that-
I mean,
for
you
God's
could-
sake, let's end this.
But, okay. I mean, you could wear it over
I
your
was going
crotch
to talk
if you
about
want.
nipples.
But anyway, the other thing I want to plug is, of course, our Patreon. Patreon.com/BMFcast. Thank you so much to everyone who we've been doing this for the Patreon. I mean, for a number of years. A number of years, and most of our patrons are longtime patrons, and that's killer throughout everything that we've all been through together over the last few years. That you guys have stuck with it. Warms my heart. Thank you so much. It pays for all of this goofy shit we do. We're trying to get the studio lights even better for the live streams, and we've had to pay for some equipment to get these, to get these cameras and keep our hosting running and all that shit. So all of you guys pay for that, and we really love that. It keeps us from having to sell our soul to like underwear companies or boner pills or whatever. To
or
make
at
sure
the same time.
at the same time, yeah. There's some synergy we might want to explore there.
Not a bad
Yeah.
idea.
Anyway.
I want to get some fruits in my looms.
Yeah. Anyway, new episodes of super cool shit on our Patreon because that's what we do. We give you bonus podcasts for your money, and they're all good, except for that one that isn't. But I'm not going to tell you which one it is.
Oh, I know which one it is.
Yeah, of course you do. It's mine, isn't it?
No,
Oh, which one is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
What?
say.
Anyway, patreon.com/BMFcast. You can give us some money, and we can keep doing this shit forever. That's all. I love you. Goodbye.
Also, go to eBay and type in BMFcast in the search bar, and it will bring up anything we've got listed currently for charity auctions.
That is BMFcast.
Yes.
We're on the same wave.
Just saying, sometimes
Yeah.
people, I feel like,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
sprechen our lack of vowels.
I think we're in a culture now that knows that you just remove the vowels from
Well,
everything.
but we have a vowel later, so it's not like we're BMFCST. You know,
We could be,
We could be.
should be.
but that's so like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
let's
that's true. Yeah.
Let's rebrand everybody.
I always
Okay.
thought Grinder had no vowels, but it does. And so but Tender's the one that has vowels.
You went straight to Grinder, huh?
Well, look, I'm saying Grinder had no.
Scruff has vowels. Too.
Grinder has no vowels. Tender has vowels. I'm pretty sure is how it works. Is that right?
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I'm not on either of them. I'm on Bumble. It's got all its letters.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that where you go to fuck, like bumble fuck? I mean, is that,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes, it is.
I don't know. I've never heard of this service. Like,
It's
I've
not.
just always
It's-
said bumble-fuck,
right.
Oklahoma,
Jersey.
yeah, New Jersey. I almost said New Jersey, except why? There's not a lot of bubbly fuck places in New Jersey.
Except
so
there are.
true.
Um,
You guys, that is so true.
I mean, it's
The
saying
wisdom of this
no,
podcast.
it's a
you guys.
fairly populated city. It's not like or state. It's not like North Dakota or some shit.
it's
Bumblefuck, North Dakota.
right.
Yeah, that's usually
It's less of a hookup app.
okay.
You can still try to hook up if you want.
Gotcha. Anywho, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okie dokie.
I am Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BAMFcast Out. Bumblefucks.
I didn't know that was a service. I've just always used the expression of bumblefuck.
No, I'm not calling you on anything. That's just a call back.
I believe it
Just
is
several seconds ago.
bee related, as in like bumblebee.
Right, bumblebees. Yeah.
I think their mascot is.
Oh,
a
so they want you to
bee.
pollinate with everybody?
Well,
It is
eventually.
like.
I
it's
mean,
a-
this is pretty much about fucking. Any way you look
It's
at
all
it.
about fucking.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's a women led, so I think that's part of where they use the queen bee and
Okay,
you
okay,
know,
okay.
Bee.
you get people in your bee line.
I'm not
and-
putting it down. I just, like I said,
No,
it
I'm
sounds
just-
like some fucking going on here.
hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, says the man on the service.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
Swipe right. It's been a while. But yeah, I mean, it's just like every other dating app, and that it's a miserable experience.
Yep. I was about to say, in that it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember, you get more flies with honey than
Yeah.
with vinegar.
Are all the profiles from like Russia and China?
No, surprisingly, it's okay. So a bunch might be, but
Hello, I am Jacksonville residents.
right. I think Jacksonville is not a lucrative market. A lot of the profiles are like, I don't want to get in trouble for saying this, but like, there are a lot of crazy eyes, and there are a lot of crazy eyes that have conservative Christian listed.
Oh well,
It's, the Venn diagram is almost a circle
I mean,
with
that checks
crazy
out.
eyes and conservative Christian.
yeah. I mean,
And then there's moderate. When they put moderate or apolitical, that's how you know they're definitely right wing. They're just trying to hide it.
Yeah.
So you got to go communist or further left to get somebody. Actually, they don't let you choose communist. That's weird.
What?
come on, Bumble.
It's fucking what it's about. I mean, bees are all about communism.
yeah.
Yeah, sticking your stinger in every flower.
Man's
I
got
don't
a
think you
point.
know how
That's
bees
not
work.
how bees work.
It is how
You
bees
say
work.
that now.
It's exactly how bees work. I mean, that's not how they make more bees, but it is how they make honey.
It's about snuzz.
well, you get more honey with
Yeah.
bees than
You fuck more
I already
bees
used
with
that one.
honey.
Yeah.
than you get
Yeah.
with communism.
Maybe.
Yeah, it all makes
I don't know
sense.
why anybody wants flies. That's the thing. Is like, that's a bad expression. Nobody wants
You're
flies.
trying to catch flies? Why would you catch flies?
Right.
What? It's a
Maybe.
fish thing?
People use
Maybe they're trying to put
flowers.
ties on them so they can take them to the pub.
Put ties on the flies.
So they, so they can take them to the pub.
All right.
There's a public
public
house called
house.
the
Who's
Flies
parked
Tie.
behind me?
And
I am parked
yeah,
behind.
Because I gotta go.
Okay.
I was aware of that one.
Shut down. Goodbye.
Did we start?
That's one of the
late or
places I've
something?
gotten very drunk at.
Huh?
I've gotten very drunk at the Fly Style.
I thought you said I've gotten very drunk, and I was like,
Well,
have
yes.
you been sneaking?
No, I'm just saying I've got very drunk at the